I don't agree with always beat. I think you beat it when you need to beat, not just beat for beat's sake.
But then you never need to beat. You never need to beat.
I don't think anybody here would do that.
Like people beat for a shortcut, bruv.
Not here.
No, seriously. One of my god brothers, his dad used to beat him in the morning before he woke up.
Junior, get up. Junior, get brush your teeth.
No, because
come like a Minority Report beating.
I'm not even.
You get me? It's like before he's committing
crime in it. Beating him, boy. Just beating him out of nowhere.
But the black ball just. He's gonna do something.
You know when you had a dream. You had a dream that somebody's gonna do something. But you dreamed it and you woke up vexed. What?
Do you know what's so funny?
Come here.
Do you know what's so funny?
I don't dream.
You look cut me off before I got to finish what I was saying. His dad will beat him in the morning for the stuff he's gonna do during the day.
That's what I'm saying.
I swear to you. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, rodents and other small insects. Welcome to another episode of the Eloquently Saying Nothing podcast. I am Stavros Boss, and in the room with me tonight we have...
Yo, it's MadCat. Back once again, another renegade master.
Easy.
Do you know the next line?
I think I do, but now you put me in the spot.
Yes, MadCat is back. My better half. How you doing?
Right, thanks, you.
Yeah, only half.
Oh.
Okay. And we also have...
Where them I do, where them I try, Mara will fly into the sky. Yeah. Me gonna borrow, harmony buy. Simple Simon there. Jeez.
May I take that?
Yes! Oh, MadCat.
What?
What's the chorus go for that one?
Huh? That is the chorus.
Chat.
Each other has to use that beat.
On an hour and a half podcast. Yeah.
Is that the same one that did
No, you see, in Jamaican dancehall, everybody does every beat.
Yeah, but who's the other one that did that? That's not the one that did the same as Nah, it's a different beat.
Okay. Also, we have...
Here we got Mr. Wolf in the building, back after a week absence. Good to be here. Good to see my people then.
Yeah. Well.
And we have a Nigerian Yoruba proverb, as per usual. And the proverb is... A person who isn't thankful when given kola nuts won't pay his dues if given a bride.
Can you just appreciate that man said the whole thing in English except for kola nut?
Kola nut. And that basically means whoever is not thankful for small favors won't be grateful for major ones.
Yeah, but kola nut is not a small favor in tradition, you know. It's a big thing.
Kola nuts.
If somebody comes to your house and you don't offer them kola, it means you don't see them as family.
That's in the Igbo lifestyle. We're not Igbo though.
But kola nuts is as important to you as it is to us.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's something with the Yorubas that if you come to the yard, they must give you cola. I think that's your lot people.
You have to offer
you lot
cola.
give cola and snap, innit?
Snap. And last and least, we have...
What's good? I don't think I didn't hear the last and least, damn it. While in the building.
I'm sitting right beside you.
What's good, people?
Yeah, good,
I'm done, man.
Your barber did your hair half decent this time.
Listen, don't worry about my barber, fam. And I looked at myself in the mirror when I came out. I thought I was sensational.
You don't brush your hair though, do you?
No. I'm a bushman. I just come out anyhow.
But in general? In general?
No.
No wonder.
I just come out the house.
Alright. Talking about Bashment songs, very quickly.
Yeah.
I was listening to something the other day and what was it? It was... What's that song I was just singing to you now?
Oh, man.
It
can't have been too strong. I think it's Sizzler. Not too long.
Yeah, this got to be strong. Anyways, I heard one of the other versions. Is it Jar Windows or Jar something? Jar is Jar.
Jar Q.
Jar Q.
I said Jar Window.
I said wind. Jar Wind.
I don't know if it's Jar Q, by the way. I just said his name.
It's Jar something. Anyways, maybe it is Jar Q. But I heard. Is it?
There you go.
Oh, I missed it. So I heard that version, And I said the one I like is the Sizzler one, but I didn't know the name of the artist and I didn't know the name of the song. I just knew a bit of the lyrics.
Hang on, the one I like was the Scissor one. I didn't know the name of the artist.
Yeah, but I know it now because I've done my research.
Oh,
I did my thing.
okay.
But at the time I was trying to figure out who was it, and I was doing.
You must know Sizzler Kalonji when Sizzler Kalonji.
I
He's the man that told the woman to pump.
I assumed it was Sizzler.
They're gonna ram it up good.
For those of you that listen,
They talk about rape culture, boy. They're gonna ram it up good.
for those of you that listen weekly, you know that I'm not exactly your biggest.
You're a yard man.
Bashment
You're a
fan.
yard man. You are. You wear marina, so you're a yard man. That's
But
it.
I'm not. I don't listen to Yardman music. So, but anyways, I assumed it was Sizzler. I think I kind of recognize his voice. He's one of the few that I kind of recognize. Anyways, I was trying to blah 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 blah. Anyways, I come across the TOK version of whatever, which is
okay. This is my own
can
husband.
you imagine?
Okay.
And hold on. So I went to their album that the
That's
thing
that
come
one,
off,
huh?
and then I went to that song. Now I'm on Deezer. I don't have Spotify or Apple Music or whatever. Deezer does the lyrics as well, so it's got the lyrics there. And I said, let me listen to the lyrics to this thing. This thing that I used to rave hardcore back in the day, because it's one of them a few Bashment songs that I liked as well. And I read the lyrics for this thing, and I was like, how?
Yes, they're talking about killing them dead.
No, yeah, because I always knew.
Ban
there's
down the
Chichi Man,
chichi.
but he
Ban
said
down the chichi.
from them.
That's Sizzler though. I mean, that's what's his name?
Playboy.
Capleton though.
From
Uncle.
them apart in a Chichi Man's car. Fire burn them. For them apart in a Chichi Man bar. Fire burn them. You just like kill him. If you are in a gay man's car, you must be dead. If you are in a gay man's rave, you must be dead. I was like, wow. They could have released these things. Like,
LGBT though. LGBT shut down that Bashment a long time ago. That's why you don't hear them types of tunes again.
My eyes.
That's why
open
you
wide
can't
when I
come
was
to the
reading
country.
lyrics.
You can't come to the country again. Sizzler can't come to the country again.
Yeah.
Capleton can't come to the country again. All because of this. But Capleton did ban the Queen as well. So that's
Yeah,
another
yeah.
banning as well. But yeah, but those people can't come there no more.
Can you imagine? I said, we used to. You had to dance for that song, innit?
Yeah.
You used to step on something and
Step on
like,
them.
like,
Step on
like,
them.
like you had a cigarette underneath your foot.
That's not the truth. Man, I
Now,
think
if not, but
no,
no, baby.
Me no come out to get ready. Be lazy. All right then. That is the tune. Busy Signal. And the videos that go with that tune is the one, man. Have you seen where the Arab mans are dancing to it?
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah.
That is the one.
Oh, that dance.
Yeah.
Why
That is
it
the
sets me
one.
when he's just there cousin of dancehall.
Listen, there's some
Because
dancehall tunes that's
the
bangers.
tunage.
There's some that's bangers.
Some of them.
I
Will give life, boy.
did say it earlier on today, and I said it to my wife that day. I said when the Bashment and the dancehall and the Ragga and whatever do it properly, they do it properly.
There's some lyrics
I
here.
said that. What's the song I was just talking about? The one about the ghetto. It's a survival story.
Yeah.
True ghetto story.
The lyrics for that
Hold on.
song touch me.
Hold on.
Hey.
Yeah. I remember when
I even prefer the one without Alicia Keys. Like,
Yeah, let
she
ban
doesn't
Alicia
even have to
Keys
be in
on
there.
That was my home.
No, it's
Me
that
and
one.
Mama B with the clip on a big piece of foam.
Trust me, them even man like Cartel as well.
Yeah. Too many.
Clark's is a tune, bruv. See it?
Yeah, I know the song. Sing it for me again.
I don't know. This is dumb. It was on something in the pom pom shot.
No, it was about Clark's, bruv.
But okay,
Remixing,
why
you know.
must they all say?
Clark.
Why must they all talk about Chichi Man?
Boom, boom, shot.
He went back in the day.
That old man, that's right.
Mr. Wolf went back to the night.
No, but
You know what? Mr. Wolf is reminiscing on a good night he had with that song, bro.
Those were the days when them tunes came on.
You used to scrub off the wallpaper.
Listen,
They have a
you
song
would have a
that-
woman and you would be
Wine the banana.
right on the goddamn
Crazy.
That's one I
Wine the banana.
Do
Brother,
the
they got
people
them
that are
wrong,
raving in this day and age, what do they grind to? What do they slow
I
dance
don't-
to?
They don't do that no more. There's no slow grinding.
Whatever the
must be
that
something.
Molly, whatever
now
Molly
they-
song is out.
Now they do WWE wrestling. They jump off.
Are you talking about the Bashment?
Yeah, but I'm not even talking about that one, man.
They don't- there's no- there's no-
They
nonsense.
want to
Percocet. There's no
Molly
There's no scrubbers again.
There's that fad now where they in Jamaica where they're setting women on fire.
Oh, that was the one.
No, women are setting themselves on fire.
No, but men are also doing it as well. The one that I said it was taking the piss is when somebody was talking about
Who told you? Who raised
pat
you?
the pum pum, yeah, and somebody actually was holding a cat and tapping the I said, nah, you're taking
don't
it
know.
far.
They brought a cat into the rave, waiting for that one song. So when it says tap the pom pom, it was there.
I'll pack the pussy or whatever it is.
That's sweet.
But it isn't, you know what? You're talking about lyrics here. The other day I was in Tesco, yeah? If anybody knows me personally, you know that Tesco is my rave. That's why I go in the middle of the night. Instead of going raving, you'll see me in Tesco.
Middle of the night.
Alright, but I don't know who was there, but there must have been a black involved or some form of somebody like that. Because they was playing like a CD with old school like black jams, yeah? And then I was listening and then all night long came on, yeah? And I was listening. You know what I was listening to them songs there? We used to go to the raves there back in the day. Big up Eminem lot there. We used to go to the raves with, yeah? Right?
Not rave, house parties.
House parties or whatever, yeah? But I used to play these tunes. You never know. You know what? I never actually listened properly to that lyrics of that song. Come into my bedroom, honey.
Yes.
What I got would make you spend money. I said, whoa. I said, whoa.
If you go, I
Proper whole
told you.
movements, boy.
I said, listen. I looked at my wife and I said, Alexander O'Neill has got some lyrics for you on my behalf.
You're a fake baby.
Trust me, it's not even that one. It's to criticize as well. He told the woman, all you do is criticize.
You know, sometimes he actually does sing that to me. He says to me,
No, but it was. But then, look, I
Your
didn't.
hair was, because it's not me. I'm not the first one to talk about weave. Like, your hair was long, but now it's short. You said I got it cut, but I don't see no hair
On the floor.
Uncle Alex, yeah.
He's a crackhead now, though.
You know what?
He's been a
Song,
crackhead from day, man.
do you know what song I didn't understand until I got into adulthood? Yeah. Nothing going on but the rent. Got to have a J-O-B if you wanna be with me.
Bro, who was the other one?
When I clocked what that meant, I said, Jesus.
I put it on my page, and somebody came and spoke about a Whitney Houston song where she's a side piece, and I didn't even clock that she's a side piece in it. I can't remember which song it was, man.
Listen, this is why when we're talking about how can you let your children sing these songs from Rihanna and all this and that.
Was it that one? Is it Saving All My Love for You? Was she talking about? She's talking about she's a side piece. Let me see if I can find the thing.
I'm not even gonna try and do the thing. But Millie Jackson, our parents would let us listen to Millie Jackson. Millie Jackson that would sit on the album cover with her legs spread wide. Before Foxy Brown and Lil Kim, she was there.
Listen, I used to blame Beyonce for all this.
Yeah, Saving All My Love. Saving All My Love is about her being a side piece. She is actually. Look, I mean, you speak. Let me find it.
Be patient. They said wait into your time. I'm like,
madness. Look. Okay, here's the lyric for the tune, yeah? If I can find the thing. Hold on, I did see it just a minute ago. A few stolen moments is all we share. You've got your family and they need you there. They always try to resist being last on your list, but no other man's gonna do. I'm saving all my love for you. The woman is... Whoever was a bad man, because she was giving him the D, because she was on the side piece waiting.
But that come after...
What?
Me and Mrs. Jones.
Yes.
Is that another side piece? Is that side piece as well?
Listen to it. Listen to the lyrics of that song. Listen to the lyrics of that.
Is it
Going
on?
He is not Mr. Jones.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ain't that the same as
It says me and Mrs. Jones.
Ain't that the same as when we were talking the other day about Christmas Man? But you told me that was the dad, innit? When I thought Santa was coming down banging the mum, you told me that was the dad.
We both know that it's wrong.
Yes,
but it's much too strong to let it go
I know there's one Teddy Pendergrass.
and it hurts so much.
Turn off the lights.
No, it's come go with me or something like that.
Nah, man, these side pieces have been doing it from day. I've been trying to tell man that side pieces have been going on from day. So we got the Bashment killing all the gays. We got the R&B people cheating with the women. What's going on with society in this world,
nowadays it's all about Molly and Percocet.
Molly.
Anyways,
you know what? I'm not even gonna lie to you. I want somebody to play that in my funeral. That's the beat.
But if you check it though, like if you look at generations, yeah, those people that were that generation that listened to the songs that we were just mentioning and what have you, they had bare youths, bare children.
Yeah, not some of them not with the same mother.
It don't matter. They had bare children. So you can see that the era of the time, yeah. Now in this time where you lot are hearing Molly Percocets, what are these kids doing apart from taking drugs?
That's true.
So the music is telling the story of the time.
He said, "Come into my bedroom, honey. What I got will make you spend my." That is pure Ashewell movement.
Listen, if you're once you remember a song of your own that fits into this category of this explicit or this stuff that you just didn't realize when you're growing up, could you post it on Twitter or Instagram and hashtag ESN pod? That's ESN pod, and there's let us pick up on that so we can reminisce on these old songs.
That J.O.B. song, my mum used to rinse it, you know.
Oh,
Yeah.
There you go.
And my dad paid the rent. He paid the rent.
You know,
All these subliminal messages.
you know what? Simple would just go home, have argument, and then suddenly ding, 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 and the music would just come on.
That's it. I remember it now. Come on along with me. Come on over to my place.
Yes, see?
Yeah.
What,
But-
Jaheim?
No,
No.
that's Teddy Pendergrass,
Teddy
bruv.
Pendergrass.
You
That
get
man is
me?
dirty man, you know.
And the woman was saying, no, I can't go. I shouldn't go to your house. She's saying that throughout the whole tune. No, I don't think it's a good idea. Come
see-
on along with me.
You know what, yeah?
Come on over to my place.
There was some bad man in there.
I should have gone.
It's rape culture.
I would
no
not go.
means no. It doesn't mean no. Come on over.
You know what? There's enough of them, man. Even when Jacko was talking about pretty young thing.
Yeah.
What was that about?
love you, PYT, pretty young thing.
What was that about?
I don't care. but he-
Judging by all the madness that he went through, boy, how young was the young thing?
I,
You get me?
I want to see.
You get me?
I want to see. You know, I would love.
Yeah, trust me.
I would love to see Michael Jackson church a woman on the road. You know,
Why?
I just love to see it.
What, using bars from his songs?
That's out of nowhere. There's.
He would moonwalk backwards and talk to the girl.
Love you, PYT, pretty. I was just talking about what about Billie Jean though? I ain't my love, innit?
Yeah, I wasn't gonna bring up the Michael Jackson thing because you see you don't want to bring it up, but we're talking about him now, innit?
Alright, I got him.
So I was talking about is I found out about his publishing
But why are you sweating like plantation?
because my wife is hot stuff, innit?
Exactly.
Lyrics,
This man is now trying to spit the bars, them Jacko bars. Yeah?
Have it. Have it.
Line me up, mate. Line me up. All right. Yeah. Well,
No, it's not good.
I don't know what you're talking about.
She's looking after you. She's
Looking
saying
after you.
she'll be open the window or
Let them
something.
sweat. We
But
hotboxing.
this is not normal plantation.
He'll
music,
lose a
though.
pound or two.
all right.
You got to lose a pound or two.
I found out about Michael Jackson owning hundreds of millions of dollars worth of publishing.
Oh yeah, he bought all of Sony's publishing. He bought like
the
the Beatles
Beatles.
publishing.
He bought the Beatles
Forget
stuff.
just the Beatles. That's what I thought. Everybody knows that he had the Beatles.
No, he owns
publishing.
a couple of people's things.
All right.
Sony were pissed with him because he was buying up everything.
No, I'll tell you the background to it.
Well, come on now.
So he did that song with who's the one from the Beatles?
Paul
The
McCartney.
Paul McCartney. And Paul McCartney told him, "I own the masters, or I own the publishing." And for those of you that don't know about publishing is the ownership of like the music. Basically, you get the residuals, the royalties come to the people that own the publishing. So you can make a song, you make whatever certain money, but 10 years down the line, the people that own the publishing, they're the ones that's getting the money off your song.
Every time it comes on an advert or whatever.
Every blood.
They co-sign it. So you can write a song, put it out there, but if your label owns the thing, you have no rights to the song. They can put it on the advert or they can put it on the best of or whatever. You don't have the rights to it. So he did that song with Paul McCartney in the 80s or something like that, yeah?
The IDs.
And Paul McCartney told him about the importance of publishing. Bought out a book and said, I own publishing for this, and this. Unfortunately, when the Beatles signed, they signed a dud deal and they don't own the actual publishing for their own Beatles stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So he's been buying up other people's publishing. All right. So 2 twos is like, is it? He does his little research. A few years later, Beatles stuff, the company that owns them is gone into dire straits, and they said, we're going to sell our company, which includes the Beatles stuff. So now he's gone to his lawyer and said, listen,
I want that company.
yeah, I want that company.
I want that company.
Try and buy it.
No, I think you're talking about Paul McCartney said that.
No, Michael Jackson.
Okay.
Michael Jackson has gone to this company
buy the
and said, I want that company.
I want it all.
First of all, now, he's gone to McCartney and said, these companies trying to sell. Do you want it? And I think they're looking like 40 million or so. He's like, nah, I can't do that. Even though Paul McCartney at the time was the richest richest musician.
Okay.
Full stop. So richer than Michael Jackson.
Hey, Mr.
yeah?
McCartney, do you want to buy your publishing?
Then he went to Yoko Ono. Because what he said, he went to Yoko Ono and Paul McCartney and said, do you want to split it 50-50?
Yoko
You
Ono?
buy the things, yeah? And both of them said no. One of them said they can't afford it.
Yoko, hurry up and buy.
So 2 twos, yeah. He went and did it himself.
That is taking the piss though.
You get me?
Like it's DVD you're selling. DVD.
Hurry up and buy.
Paul McCartney now got upset. He's like, why would you buy the thing when it's my thing? He's like, but I offered it to you.
Yeah, that's a beef thing that they had for years.
Yeah, so then 2 twos, he's vexed now because he came up to Michael and said, can I buy the thing? He's like, oh yeah, no problem. Bang! This amount of millions. He's like, but can't you give it to me mates rates? It's like, no, this is business.
Want to be starting?
So anyway, he owned that company now, and that company started to buy this and this and this and this. Remember, the company's running itself. He just owns it now. Then they merged with Sony, and Sony started buying X, Y, and he owned 50% of the company now. So Sony, I think it was ATV, was the name of the company that he bought. It merged with Sony. Sony ATV was a publishing thing, and they owned Destiny's Child, Eminem, everything they owned. They bought up everything, and he owned 50% of it. Then another company came in and merged it, and they bought 50% of Michael Jackson's stuff. So he owned 25% of this multi $100 million company. And it's only when he died because of what's that Winter Wonderland? What's that place he had in his
Never.
that Never Land and all that thing. He was in debt basically. So that's why his estate is basically his family went and sold that company. But he owned the publishing for enough people, and some of the people he even gave them their publishing back. He tried to tell people, listen, own your publishing. So he was going to the youngsters coming into the game. You need to own your publishing. They'll be like, no, they're giving me $1 million. Well, let me just sign my deal. He would then buy their publishing. So he would tell the company, buy their publishing then. Certain of like people like Little Richard and whatnot, he gave them their publishing back.
Yeah.
He gave it back to them.
Little Richard got screwed. He got screwed big time.
All of them get screwed, innit? But he decided that he wanted to give certain people their publishing back.
Baby.
I didn't know, Michael. Apparently he was like the most gangster businessman.
Yes, no,
Michael was gangster.
They knew that.
People said that when he was in public, he spoke one way. When he turned and he was back in his own private business,
He was like, "Hi, my name's Public. Hi, my name's Michael." Yeah, my name's
Michael.
It's when they said that he went to the yard.
I love all the children and go get that girl over there.
It was that said that he went to his yard, and I think it was Michael Johnson that went to the house, and he thought he was going to get there, and they said he'd come in for dinner, and then he got his chef to make Michael Johnson all of his food, and then he was just on the floor eating chicken, like fried chicken, and he was like, what? Why are you eating something else? I don't eat that. I eat fried chicken. That's what I eat. Like that's Michael Jackson. That's what he was saying.
People that know Michael say that Michael's grind, man. You don't let the facade fool you. That's what they're saying.
I know he listened to Bashment. He had to listen to Bashment for them lyrics. He had to.
For real.
There's no way that you could have come out with them.
Who saw that video? That Bashment, was it me in it? That Bashment, was it soca? Michael Jackson doing soca.
Yeah. One stop center.
He's doing soca when dressed up as Michael Jackson, doing Michael Jackson dancing, and it worked.
Barbies loved it, man. He was talking about Billy. It was Billie Jean, did it?
It worked. He did it on the soca. And I think Michael Jackson's beats, lyrics, you can put them over anything.
No, but it was his own lyrics he was spitting. He wasn't spitting Michael Jackson's lyrics.
Over the
yeah.
Oh, okay.
You just want to know you can't hear anything that's Caribbean at all. You don't know it. You don't hear it. It just blend into one.
My ears are closed.
I know Michael Jackson listens to Bashment. He probably had all the Ninja Man sound clashes because that's where you get the Bashment thing from, innit?
I don't know many Ninja Man songs, if I'm honest.
Ninja Man doesn't have many. This is why he's such a legend. Yeah, he's such a legend because he doesn't have that many studio release songs. Yeah, but if it comes to clashing, anyone who knows about Ninja Man can tell you about a clash that he did, and they can spit the lyrics for that clash because he's that guy. His thing was freestyle. He'll go up there, he'll freestyle a thing, and he'll mash up the place.
Who is the king of dancehall?
The king of dancehall.
In your perspective.
Very difficult question. What era? That's how you have to do it.
In greatest of all time.
No, there's no.
Why?
There's no GOAT.
Why?
Because everyone has had their era where they've just been.
Okay, what's your favorite of all time?
My favorite of all time. I would probably say Lieutenant Stitchie, Papa San.
Lieutenant Stitchie.
Yeah.
Papa San. Is that one person?
No, two people.
I don't know who he's talking about.
Two people.
He might as well just
large up to my bread.
MadCat, from now on.
That's for the
From now on, when we're having special time, you call me Lieutenant. What? Lieutenant Stitchie. That is it. Can you imagine?
Can you imagine something like Lieutenant
But the thing is, he's a school teacher as
I
well.
will not respond to anything else.
I have no idea who these people are.
He's a school
No
teacher.
one has no idea who these people are.
Papa Son.
Papa San, yeah.
You need to bring
No,
out,
they were bad.
at some point on Twitter, you need to bring out these tunes.
He's
because
the
no one
only.
knows.
Those two are the only two people that I know in dancehall that could spit for 15 minutes straight.
Well, I don't know.
And I mean 15 minutes
I thought
straight.
you were the coming the regular like Buju,
No,
maybe Bounty Killer.
Nah. You see,
So basically, they're just doing a fella thing or
King Sunny and their business.
yeah, man. That's a Niger business, man.
no, you're talking about a song. I'm talking about a lyrics for 15 minutes, and there might not even be a chorus. There might not be no hook. They're just spitting lyrics.
Yeah, that's a Joe Budden thing then.
Them two they had a clash, right? The clash was about 40 minutes long, and they're spitting lyric for lyric, going back to back to back.
So his name King Stitchy.
Lieutenant Stitchy.
Lieutenant
Stitchy and Papa San.
Don't disrespect.
That was one of the best clashes I've ever seen in my life.
All right, okay. All right, let's move
I
on to
wonder
the
if
next
Wavy and Shocks know who that is.
Who's Wavy and Shocks?
Oh, a couple of legends from the barbershop, you know.
Any man that knows about dancehall will know about them, man. There, they're like ironclad.
thing. All right. So at certain places, I'm sure I'm not going to hear these clashes.
You never.
Is in District. One, because they don't play them kind of
Bastards.
and two, because it's closed down recently.
Goddamn 47.
What a shame.
You know what though? I low key wanted what's his name to get in there.
Who's that?
Mr. Gorgeous.
Why?
Did he want to get in there?
No, I wanted him to get in there. I don't know if he wanted to get in there. I wanted him to get in
Mr. Gorgeous is a club promoter, and District is a club. For those of you that don't know, in central London.
Did he try to get in there?
I don't know if he tried to get in there. I'm just saying I would like
Mr. Gorgeous does a lot of things.
Mr. Gorgeous,
which Gorgeous? Because you know there is actually a Mr. Gorgeous.
No, I'm not talking about him.
Well, then don't mention him then, because I
what I was
thought
thinking.
you were talking about.
No, I'm talking
That
about
Mr. Gorgeous is as famous as the other Gorgeous.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay, I don't
Yeah,
know that.
yeah.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, we're not talking about Mr. Gorgeous.
I don't want him to go give
we're
people them,
talking
because
about
he has to
the-
give them money. So why you want him to give the racist people money for?
No.
We're talking
but
about the promoter.
the people don't own the club anymore, so I'm saying for him to, like, you know what I'm saying?
I believe the club is just closed. I don't know. Anyways, District was a club that was
Derailing.
up in the
Central London.
in central London, but it was in the
Upmarket.
limelight a few months ago. Or was it last year? Whenever it was, because they refused certain women because of their shape and because of their skin tone. So basically, they didn't want darker women, they didn't want bigger women, they didn't want groups of black men, and so basically they kind of like tried to whitewash the club. But black people were killing themselves. Or let me not use those terms. Actually, they were jumping over each other to try and get into this club. They were queuing up and lining up and begging for guest lists and whatnot. Not knowing that, knowing that these people don't even want you there. You're not their type.
We don't want you.
So recently they had an Albanian independence party there.
What? What?
Are you for real?
Yeah, it was an Albanian.
Albanian independence.
Yeah.
Oh, that must have been popping off.
must have been-
I wish I went to that ring.
Trust me there. That must have been lightning.
But apparently the Albanians in the West End, they have a notorious gang scene.
Of course they have.
Okay. Yeah.
Massive.
Is that cool? I don't know anything.
Them
about-
man run things
Don't
now.
play
Hey.
with the Eastern Europeans.
You think, hey,
Do
look,
not play with the Eastern Europeans, especially the as you say, the Romanians, Albanians. They
all
are
come
serious
from
somebodies.
war-torn countries.
Bruv,
bro.
you-
They're on this life.
where you think the guns come from in the country?
Yeah, exactly.
Them man bring the in, bro.
They smuggle it.
So
Smuggle it in their sausage.
What are you talking
Or
about?
whatever meat they bring through. All that Lidl. I remember when Lidl and Audi, all them things started to come true. When the Eastern Europeans and them man came through. That's when and all the Polski shops. Them man, their Polski shops are doing the same thing that the Turkish man shops was doing back in the day.
Of course, man.
Trust me.
Let's go.
I like how he said Audi and Lidl like they're not like German.
Exactly. I was thinking they're German. But
But
anyway.
were they here before the Polish and them man came? No.
Polski, snip. Anyway, so
What?
so basically,
Clearly I'm a guest.
what we have heard, yeah. So this is coming through the grapevine. It's not been confirmed, but since Stavros is saying it, take it for low. You get me? There was a gang fight in the club where somebody got bored, and they don't know what the offending article is, but somebody got slashed or stabbed, basically.
So you say man got bored, yeah?
Yes. So there was a boring, and that
This
is
man's even
that
hold on, because that's a proper slang there.
That's, not everybody knows.
Not everybody knows
boring.
what boring is anymore. Even the
but
young boys
I
don't
said
know what
slash,
a boring.
somebody got stabbed.
Okay, alright, cool.
Inside the club,
They got wet.
and that is on
That's
top
not one.
of a couple of rape allegations
In the club.
On the same night.
that have happened. No, that have happened recently in the last couple of months.
Hang on 1 second. Let's get back. Sorry, this Albanian stabbing, yeah?
That's one thing.
There's
So
were there any blacks involved?
it's
Albanians, bro.
It's an Albanian. No.
We have to highlight it.
All right, and I would assume
I was gonna get
that
to
in
that
an
still.
Albanian independence party, blacks is not is
Nowhere
not going.
near that.
If you're not even
part,
allowed
bruv.
in the club normally.
Okay, so it's not us. Okay, keep going.
All right. Then, apparently, recently, one of the incidences of this sexual allegation thing was a promoter took a female into a restaurant and forced himself on her in an intoxicated state. So it's I didn't even know, but it's a restaurant club in this
Yeah.
this thing.
So I'm assuming the
So-
female was
and
the
that person
intoxicated one.
fled the country.
Is he a black guy?
I don't know actually.
Black promoters in district, can that happen?
Yeah, there was. Of course there was. They have African night, or they used to.
So so you can only go on your designated night. That way it is.
I don't know.
Okay, so it's like
They didn't say
apartheid in
that
the
black
club.
people can't get in the club. They said only certain black people can get in the club.
Apartheid, okay.
And then they did let the group of American footballers in there because they feel they have no money.
Cecil Rhodes and
so
that, yeah, alright.
after the slander of us, we slandered it back as a community. The blacks, well, the sensible blacks, anyways. Anybody want to talk about this, or we just move on to the next?
I don't give a shit about them. It's
I
close.
know Mr. Wolf wants to say something.
Not really. Just fuck district.
Yeah, man.
Fuck district
Nobody
and
cares.
fuck all
Close
the
now, anyway.
nightclubs and fuck giving money to people who don't like us.
It's simple things.
Stormzy, right?
Were those the
there,
lyrics?
Yeah.
Tell us
You
how you
actually know his lyrics.
Yeah, man. Stormzy.
That was a big song, man.
Go on, I'm
things
gonna
Hey,
first.
it was those lyrics specifically that made me like that song even more because of the way that they treated them girls there.
Kanos.
I even know what's my man's name? Crystal Palace footballer, Man United, Zaha. He had an issue there as well.
Enough man had an issue there.
Oh,
get me?
the American footballers that tried to get in.
There's a
and
lot of black people that have gone
They didn't
there.
let them in.
They've got money, but the problem that the thing that Zaha did, from my understanding, is that he still wanted to go inside the club after they told him, no, I got money, I got this, I got that. If people turn you down, just leave.
Or if you're a
You get
gangster,
me?
you just buy the club.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
Just
why I like
buy
man
the
like
place.
Bruce Wayne, you know.
You know what I mean? Just buy the place or do something that make them know that they've made a mistake. Don't beg to go into a place that they don't want you to be.
Can I do a spoiler? Not for a film, for a program.
No spoilers.
Go on,
mate.
spoil
This
it.
is for
spoil it.
Gotham, man. For Gotham.
No, go on then.
It was Gotham. So Gotham has got a young Bruce Wayne in it, yeah. And he walks into a club and they refuse to give one. He went to basically meet some friends because he has no friends basically, and all these guys are posh, obviously white guys, that's billionaires, millionaires, whatever. So they walk into a club and one of the guys was like, "My dad is so and so, blah blah blah. Let me in." The guy said, "No, you're not getting in." The security said, "No, you're not getting in." Bruce Wayne walked in there. This was young Bruce Wayne, must be about 17, 18, 19. Walked in. Then he had one girl in it. He was trying to impress the girl in it. So then there was like, "Oh, what happened?" He's like, "Oh, all my people come," but he was beefing with the guy that didn't get in. He was beefing with him, right? He didn't like that guy. So he said, "All of us could get in apart from you." And he was like, "Well, how did you get in?" He goes, "I just bought the club." Done.
Done in the dance club.
What,
Done. He
just now.
bought the club. They said, "Who are you?" "Mr. Wayne." Blah 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 blah. Bought the thing. Done.
Respect.
Yes, Respect. But yeah, man.
I did that once in a sweet shop with a Snicker bar.
I bought that Snickers.
I bought the Snicker
and I can eat it now.
Yeah, man.
And threw the wrapper on the floor.
There ain't nothing really to say about that place, man. But what I want to know, have they shut down that specific club or their branches? Because they've got quite a few.
Did they?
Yeah, man. There's one in Scotland. There's one up north. There's enough of them.
I'm gonna assume
The ones in
it's
Scotland ain't
just
gonna have
the
any problems
The Scottish man and Albanians go there and cause
at all.
problems.
At all.
Their man will throw a haggis
Scots
right their
versus
face, boy.
Albanian.
They'll throw one haggis and one Snickers,
That's a fight.
one fried
That's
Snickers
a
in the
fight.
eye.
That's a fight, actually. Scots versus Albania. No, Albanians will win.
I remember going there a couple
Scottish is about
months
that
ago.
life,
Funny enough.
You went to district?
No, yeah, it was after.
No, yeah, oh yeah, what?
Let
No,
me finish.
what did you do?
Let me finish. It was after
what's the
the
clue?
Nigerian independence thing that I went with Amosi, the nice extravagant thing that he had here, and then they wanted to go somewhere afterwards. Apparently, they had lined something up, and I was in the car just with them. I didn't know where they were going, and it just so happened to be district. And when I saw the place, I said, "Listen, bruv, I'm not on this place here, you know." And one of the people that we were with just so happened not to have any ID with her. And I was like, thank God. Because they won't let anybody in who hasn't got ID in these nightclubs now. Because they need to take a photograph or
Even the
whatever.
restaurant we went to the other day, they didn't let us
Yeah.
in. But the restaurant, fam.
A restaurant.
Restaurant!
It's all part of the legal thing that they got to have ID and so they can identify people in case that there's a crime that has taken place. And this person just so happened to have left it in the hotel. So that's
Would you have gone in?
No, I would have gone back to the car.
And even if
Trust
all the rest
me.
of them had gone in?
No, I wouldn't have gone.
This man,
And
this man was baiting up his brethren, boy, that he was going. Yeah.
No. To be fair, I think that if I said that I'm not going in, I don't think that they would have gone in either.
You think you hold that swag?
Well, man, I do.
You know what? You're lucky the story turned out that way because I was gonna say like, I did notice that your skin got lighter at one point. I thought maybe you went in district and then started bleaching. So
You're funny, boy. Nah, bun them places there, man. Fuck
Simple
them.
will get in.
Simple will get in. Me?
Yeah.
Nah.
Look how light you are.
Come on, man.
You got the shade.
Man got kicked out of cameos. Remember?
Yeah, that was for your hair though.
So exactly. So how am I
Now,
gonna
your,
get
your hair is now, what do they call it? What do they call these things? Trendy?
Your hair is in vogue now.
And Vogue.
They would have told him to take off his bandana.
To your love.
No, hold on to your hair.
To hold on.
They would have asked him to take that off.
The bandana.
Yep.
Not necessarily. I don't know what people dress like.
Necessarily, bro.
No, do I,
That's
man.
what that place is like, man.
I don't even know where the place was.
Still don't know where it is.
I think it's Leicester Square.
What's the dress code these days?
What, the rave?
Yeah.
For those kind of places, it's kind of smart casual now.
It's
not-
Shoreditch. They
it's-
don't even buff.
It's not even.
Oh God.
They
right,
don't-
though.
they don't- if you buff, there's too much.
Excuse me. Have you had a bath tonight?
It's too
Yeah?
much.
Nah,
It's
your
too
name's
much.
not. You're not coming in. You're not
Let
coming
me
in.
smell your
Hang on,
armpits.
hang on. You smell a bit fresh. Come on. Now.
So,
Hang on.
That's
Is
so,
that anti-perspirant?
yeah, so, hold on,
fresh
hold on. Empty your pockets. Okay, cocaine, heroin, what? Oh, mollies. Oh, is that salt?
If you got every drug, they'll let you in cocaine, heroin, weed or whatever.
Weed.
If you have chewing gum,
That's
if you
iron.
have chewing gum now, they say no, sorry, man, you can't take that inside. You can't take that inside.
Fresh breath.
Come on, fresh breath.
Get me.
Fresh breath? What? Mints? Wait, mints? Get out of the queue. Go on.
Out of key, mate.
Woman,
Hello.
your husband and your dad disagree.
Do you call him Tarzan?
No.
Husband says, "Come on, babe, we're leaving." But your dad says, "Sit down." Who are you listening to?
So your dad and your husband have an argument
Yes.
or disagreement.
Yes. Come on, babe, we're leaving.
Husband says, come on, darling, let's go.
And what does your dad say?
Sit down there
Sit
now.
down.
What do you mean?
Joko si bye.
What do you mean? You will not live with this Nigerian. Sit down now.
I don't. Well, given in my current situation, I'll have to live with my husband because I live with my husband.
Chale?
I don't live with my dad.
Oh, so
I don't. Yeah. So what am I gonna do? And also, I can't take the drama when I get home.
boy,
I can't.
for me, my wife should sit down. I should sit down with her.
Really?
If okay, this is the question I ask. Yeah, right. If my dad told me to sit down, yeah, I would sit down.
Mm-hmm.
So if now me and you are married,
None of you live here, so I'm thinking, yeah, no, he wouldn't.
no, if you if you got to a point where we're actually me and my dad are arguing about something, and he told me to sit down, I would sit down.
Hope you're listening.
When there's been a time
You're
that me and my dad argue, and he's told me to sit down after an argument.
Or maybe it's just he's told you to do something.
Okay.
Yeah, he told me to do
Just haven't
something. He hasn't told me to sit down. Right?
done it. He's not
I said my dad. I haven't said my mum. You know, this is two different of people. I said my dad tells me to sit down. Right? I'm gonna sit down.
Yeah, but that's different. It's a different thing if it's your dad. Well,
No,
okay,
there's
it's
no be no difference.
It's not different. It's not different.
So that's what I'm saying. So
Nah,
then
I
why
think-
now? If me and you and my Mrs. Dad is having an argument, yeah. And to be honest, if I'm getting that I don't know. This is what I said anyway. I think if they haven't insulted my family, or including you, so me, you, or done something to our children that is very bad,
You have insulted my family.
right? So done something to our child or something like that, yeah. If it shouldn't be that bad enough for me to be able to be saying I'm leaving because we're having a disagreement. Because it says disagreement there. It's not even like a big argument. So if man is telling me to sit down, what am I getting up to leave for?
This was a question that Wahala just snapshotted, and
Yeah, I saw people talking on Facebook, and I saw all these answers, and a lot of the women,
these are old ESN.
a lot of the women were saying they're going with their husband, and some of them were like, "You should go," and I was thinking, "My woman should sit down there."
Yeah, but these people don't know their dads. That's going to be a next video.
It's no. I
Some
think
of them were
it's
saying
a,
that.
it's a tough one. It's a tough one, but I think at the end of the day, as your parents raised you, at the end of the day, you have some. I'm assuming have some kind of family dynamic or some kind of relationship, or your husband and your father have some kind of relationship. Now, when you got married or you took those vows, you pledged that you would support your husband. You know, irrespective, obviously within reason. Obviously, if he's doing certain things that he shouldn't be doing, then fair enough. But in that particular case, if your husband says that we're going home, we're going home.
Yeah, but then
Because-
when you were born, your dad pledged some DNA to you.
That's fine. That's true.
there you
but
go.
you don't live with your dad. You don't.
He lives inside of you. What do you mean? You're walking past
You don't. Your dad is your dad. You have to give your dad or your parent that credibility or that respect. I'm not taking away from that. But you also have to give your husband the respect because you are making a life together with your husband.
Somebody who you met the other day.
No, but
You
you
literally the
But
other day.
you didn't
You have to
didn't
go-
marry your dad. So
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you have to.
you have to go with the consensus
Yeah.
that the husband is leaving. I know what you're saying, that you know.
What do you Simple Simon and Mr. Wolf? Mr. Wolf, you continue. What do you want your wife to do?
If I've asked my wife to do something, I want her to do it. And I've already spoke before the whole question came up, before the podcast started. I don't really like the dynamics of this question anyway. I mean, I don't think that normal people get themselves in these stupid.
All right, can I
This come like some Jerry Springer type business, man.
I don't think it has to be
You get
that
me?
deep, you know.
Well, that may be
all
an
the time, you know?
exaggeration, but if I'm in that situation where there is some kind of beef and I've asked my woman to come with me, I'm expecting my woman to come with me.
Okay.
But the thing is, you could marry somebody cool, and the dad is maybe estranged. Then the dad comes into her life some way throughout your relationship, and she accepts him back into her life. But you and him don't work. He don't like you.
Nah, that's a waste dad. I'm not dealing with waste dads.
Yeah,
man.
but so then you come into the argument. It's like,
This
I'm
is
not.
a prop- this
That's
is
the point. I'm not dealing with this waste dad. Come on, let's go.
No, I'm dealing with normal day to day there for them, mum and dad.
You
Why do
don't
we have to
know.
now go to waste
Yeah,
dad
but in
for?
that, but
Because
in,
you're
in
saying
that kind of
Jerry Springer thing.
situation,
That's not Jerry Springer example. That is just life.
in that kind of situation, if the guy's a waster, then that further strengthens my point.
That's what I was
because the
thinking.
woman who's thinking, well, you just came round just
Yeah,
the other
that's not-
day.
that's
I'm
Why
talking
you
about
say-
your dad. Your dad from day, man.
Okay.
You know
okay,
what?
okay.
You know this is ultimate ego, though, isn't it? This
No,
is
simple.
man v man. That's what it is. It's just
The highest of
the highest,
alpha. That is showing the alpha of alphas.
Yeah.
This is taking who's having 2 meats and who's having 3.
Yeah,
Now-
exactly. And so who's gonna listen to who? Like that's all it is. It's
So
what
what do you want then?
do you mean? What do I want?
What do you want to happen?
If I think if my woman's dad told her to sit down, I would expect her to sit down.
Is that what you want?
That's not what I want, but that's what I'd expect.
Okay, let's reverse the thing.
No.
That's what I'm
What
saying.
would you want, bruv?
I was going to say, reverse it now. And see
Hold
what
on.
happens.
What would you want?
So hold on, you want her to sit down, but then so what?
No,
You going home and
He
leaving her
wants
there?
her to come with him.
But I
Okay.
expect her to
Like
sit down.
part of you wants her to come.
Yeah.
Part of you wants her to stay.
Yeah.
The question is,
Like your head and your heart. Your head is saying that's your dad.
Do you,
But your heart is saying I'm your man.
do you remember what I said last week? When I was talking about, the week before last, when I was talking about when you have beef with your child and the wife is there to settle it and make it things well.
Yeah.
That's what she's supposed to do, really. Oh yeah, darling, calm down, sit down. Let's talk
Yeah,
about
but what
it.
if she knows her man is not the calm down type?
Well, then why are you with the man that you can't have a conversation with the man that he's gonna kick off with your
At some
dad?
point.
No, but I think I've put this question into context of it being like a major argument, something that's irreparable. You cannot resolve at that point. There's no calm down, or even dad, just please. I'm assuming this is not that kind of party. It's as in
Can you go back to your dad?
You said it was pounded yam and you gave him kenke. That kind of argument.
The heart. I'll leave with the wife. but it's like, how can you go back to your dad's house? Your dad's finished. Your dad is finished.
But I think you have to understand your dad. Even no matter what happens, if your dad was in that situation, I'm assuming he would want to side with the man, and expect the man if she was on the other foot. So if he was the man and he was asking his wife to do something, when it comes down, he would have to give you that respect and say, well, I would have wanted that to happen to me.
After this podcast, I'm gonna actually ask my parents. I was gonna ask them earlier, but I didn't.
And even if the case is that the father is upset that his daughter's gone and left him with her husband, I'm assuming that later on, I mean, the love is not going to stop there, is it? He's going to be upset for a little while, and then
So
the
And
daughter-
sometimes you can always speak to your dad and talk to your dad and be like, "Dad,
So if you're doing that to you, you go. You'll be alright.
at the point I wouldn't be, but I mean, come on, man. All
gotta
my
come
daughter
into
needs to
that.
do is just flutter her
I'm thinking
eyelids to
about
me
it.
and
I
I'm
don't
all
know.
weak in the knees.
I don't know if she can come back to the yard again.
come back to
I
the
don't
yard.
know.
Of course she could, man.
You know why?
Talk that
Because she's
sass.
one of them now.
Yeah. I won't even call her my daughter.
Your daughter
again.
just
when
ups
you
and
gave your
leaves.
daughter away,
I'll call
you
her
gave your daughter
Mrs.
away when you
Mrs.
got married.
one of them.
Mrs. Whoever she is, Mrs. Hi, Mrs. What's it?
What did
Mrs.
you just say
whatever.
there, MadCat?
Says when your daughter got married, usually you gave her away.
Right.
No,
So
no.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
When I was
It's
here
a
the
short
other day,
loan.
when I was here
It's
the
a short
other
loan.
It's a short
Look at
loan.
you. When I was here the other day, this one was there talking about how we didn't want to wear kente, and he was I went to the garden, you're coming to my side, blah 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 blah. This is a prime example of it.
Well,
There
I'm
you go.
saying, but it's a loan, isn't it?
Even though I don't necessarily
no,
agree with that
the
notion.
The question is,
She's
who
right,
does
though.
she bring the food for first? You get me?
That's another question. That's another question.
You get me?
I've had this
but
discussion before as well.
Daddy's getting the food straight.
Daddy must get the food first.
Daddy must get the food first.
Elders is elders, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
I'll go with that.
So
Still.
elders is elders, but when the elder tells you to sit down, it don't matter.
That's what I'm saying. You
I
can't
didn't,
have.
I didn't say that. So
You
don't
can't.
look
Yeah.
at me.
What were you saying?
I think it makes it.
What are you saying, Steph?
I'd be cool with my wife staying there.
What would you want her to do?
No, well, you've already asked her to leave, innit? So that's the thing, innit?
But kind of like what Wahala was saying, I think, and maybe what you were saying as well, Mr. Wolf, is that for me to put her in that position, it's a nonsense.
Yeah, you don't put your wife in that
I
position.
should have put my
That's what I'm
wife in
saying.
that position. And well, put it this way, it's not really putting her in that position because I'm not necessarily thinking that her dad is going to say, sit down there. So me just telling her, come on, let's go, that's not necessarily the biggest deal in the world because I'm going, so I want my wife to come and follow me, innit? She doesn't live here like MadCat said. You live with me, so we're going. I'm going, so you're going, innit? So I'm not really
I
expecting...
drive though, so it's all good, innit?
Hold on. Just for people, I do drive. Yeah, I don't know what she's talking about.
All I
because
can say to that.
people don't know.
Basically, she said that she can drive herself home.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say, like she drives.
The snake you were.
Come on, man.
Shadow demons.
Jeez.
No, I think
You want
the
to
question.
start next hashtag?
I think the question.
Drive the car. I can't live that life.
I think the question changes. Yeah, the question changes if the dad tells you get out of my house. Then I expect my wife to follow. If the dad actually kicks me out the house and says get out of my house, I expect my wife to follow.
And then he says, "You daughter, stay here."
No, she must follow then.
But he's telling her to sit down. Same way.
No,
You just said.
No.
No.
There's a
But
very
now
there's
when
a
the
very
dad is telling her to sit down,
No,
it
there's
makes
a
a
very-
difference.
as I said to you, it all depends. My actual answer was it depends on if he's insulting and disrespecting the family or has done something to the child. As far as I'm concerned,
To the
him
child.
removing me from the house is now
Oh, what? You're removing me. You're removing me.
is a disrespect to me and my family now because now you have disrespected us and the
disrespected
Shaolin
my
Temple.
family.
So
I'm kind of assuming that it's going to
And the
be that
Saudi.
kind of level of disrespect for you to want to leave anyway.
no, it can't
get
be.
me?
You
I
could
mean,
you could be
come on,
vexed,
man.
bro. He could tell you that Liverpool's a good team, but that could make you want to leave the whole
Nah,
yard.
man,
That
nah,
could happen.
nah, nah.
Something like that could happen. It could be something as minor as that. It could be an argument that started over something as basic as what we were talking about, where she might have brought the food for somebody first, and then that got vexed, and then the man's trying to back his wife. Like, what do you mean she should bring the food for me? It could be something. It could happen like that. Come on, bro. It could be something so basic that an argument could start from.
Mr. Wolf, you are sitting down with your woman, and your woman is having a bunny with your mother. Your woman says, "I want to go. Let's go." You know, because you can see that it's heated. And, you know, hasn't gone to fisticuffs yet. She hasn't necessarily crossed the line even into being rude, but you know, a little bit. You get me? A little bit. You're bordering it, and you see she wants to go. Let's go. I don't want this to get any worse. Your mum says, "No, Wolf, you sit down there. If she wants to go, let her go. She has her own car. She has the keys." What are you doing?
I'm getting up. I'm grabbing my mum. I'm giving her a big hug and a kiss, and I'll tell her I'll speak to you later. And I'm going with my woman.
Wahala is also going with you. This is one of them misogyny business.
Simple.
She's not the head of the house. The dad is the head of the house.
So when the dad tells you to sit down,
Then when the dad
you sit
tells you-
down,
when
and when
the
your mum
dad-
tells you to sit down,
Your mum is still an elder.
If my dad tells me to
older,
sit
man.
down, my dad is he's the owner
so
of,
your
of everything.
your father-in-law can tell you to sit down, and you sit down. But your mother-in-law, your mother
That's
tells you
mad.
to sit down,
No,
and you
no.
get up and go.
The father-in-law has told his daughter to sit down. I would just sit down because I think she's sitting down. I'm not going to put her in a position and I'll sit down with her.
Right.
But I know, again, call this is a different thing. I know that the beef between two women could go, like a beef between a man could end in a week,
In a day, bro.
in an hour. A beef between two women could last for a lifetime. I'm not involved.
It's
Let's
true.
go. Simple.
But just because you go home doesn't mean the beef's not going to
Exactly.
continue.
Yeah, but at least I tried my best.
No, but the thing is that you're going home with your woman. Listen, if you want to keep a happy home, man, you get me. You got to do the right thing by your wife, man.
I tell
get
you
me?
exactly. I tell you now, if that thing happened with the reverse, and my wishes didn't come with me, when I get home, I'm not gonna put that on her. I already know that I'll
You'll be put on you.
so you don't come with me. And I'll just be sitting there looking at the floor. I'm not involved, man. I'm not involved. I don't want that drama, man. I don't want that drama. Don't want it.
Simple.
What's that now?
Your situation now is reversed.
I like vagina, innit? So I'm going home with the wife.
So all three of you are going home with the wife.
Deuces.
What are you doing?
You know what? On
next
the way out, I'm taking a plate as well.
Mommy, I'm taking that plate.
Yeah,
What are you doing?
Stav, what are you doing,
I
son?
don't know.
You know what do you mean? Don't know? Answer the question, man. Don't dilly dally around
Hang
the
on, did
question.
you hear what your wife said? She said, eh?
That's what I'm saying.
That's an international language, you know. They understand that all over the world. Eh?
Air come like this thing, and this thing can mean anything.
I'm
bro.
probably going with my wife.
You're probably gonna do the this thing.
You're going with your wife, man. You and my wife, my wife.
Probably.
You go with my wife, and
What do you think I'll do then?
be screaming at everybody, my wife.
Seeing as my wife is actually here.
Yeah.
Oh, no, wait, let me eat popcorn
To
for
be
suspense.
honest, it depends on the levels of rudeness that have been crossed. He would probably shout at me if I was being rude. He'd probably say, "Don't talk about my mum like that." But then if it got to a point, he'd be like, "Okay, come, I gotta go in it. I'm going home. We'll go home."
That's actually President. You good? like a what was that? Harry Enfield. Who's that? The boy.
How do you deal with that though, man?
Here we go.
Like your partner disrespects your parent. What do you do? How do you deal with that?
Yeah, but are we talking disrespect or
I'm talking about
or
a proper
dispute?
I'm talking about disrespect.
I'm feeling particularly
Let me
petty at the moment. So if my woman had that kind of disagreement with my mum,
Is it Trump levels of pay?
maybe even more than
Is
that.
he gonna send her a tweet after?
Yes.
You watch your own house. Don't worry about me.
No, what I would probably do is impregnate my missus a lot. Because more grandchildren mean they need to see the grandparents. So she has to go and see the mum now.
But she just say she'd not see your mum.
No, she has to go.
You at this has to business.
She has
Is
to.
it 2017? You
She
can't
has to
force
go.
anybody to
She
do anything.
has to
anymore.
go. She has to go.
Why can't you go?
She has to see them. She has to see my parents. She has to.
Yeah, but you can take them to the
Yeah, I
place.
can, but she has to as well.
I don't understand how
That's
you
it.
can
It's
force
law.
them. Which law? Sharia law.
It's law.
Rasta law.
The law of the Rast.
You have to remember my house is Lagos.
All right.
All right.
Okay, so we're talking about having beef with parents. Denzel Washington has had a comment in an interview recently, which has caused a bit of problems within the black community.
The black folk.
Did any of you watch this interview? Did any of you even know anything about this?
I didn't
No.
watch it.
No.
All right,
Sorry.
so what's happened is his new film is about a lawyer or something like that, anyways, and about prison, something along them lines. So the interviewer has asked him, "What are your views on the prison system now?" And I don't even think he had a raised twinge on it, but the interviewer was black, so he's taking it up on the thing. He's like, "Well, it's to do with the dads. The dads are not in these people's lives. If the dads are in these people's lives, then most of these children won't end up where they're going." He said, "I had my dad in my life, even though him and my mum weren't together. My dad was in my life. It was a strong influence. We all did." He said, "I've done interviews. A couple of my boys still doing time now that I grew up with, up to now, or they did 25 years, they did 30 years. When we were 7, 8, we were all doing nonsense. But my dad snatched me up when he caught me, and this is where I'm paraphrasing. And I learned my lesson. These guys never had their dads there. They continued going down the wrong path, and twos they ended up in the prison cell." He said, "People are going to talk about it's a race thing, it's fixed, it's all this and that." But he said, when you're 7, the police don't come for you when you're 7. This is what he said. They don't come for you when you're 7. When you're 7, your dad's there meant to put you on the right,
Straight and narrow.
straight and narrow.
They do come for you when you're 7.
You can bring it up when you stop eating, innit? So that was
Let the
his.
boy eat, man. What's wrong with you?
But you
Just-
Oh, don't worry about it.
Anyways,
man. Just
where
eat
was
your
I?
food, man.
Tell him not to eat. Just don't eat into the mic.
Oh yeah, eat into the mic, Jared.
Now I've just lost my train of thought. But anyways, because none of you are watching
The
the thing,
police don't
that's
come for you
basically
when
it.
you're 7.
Now, what Simple Simon said is, police do come for you when you're 7. The system is rigged. It's not just your community, and it's not just your parents. Everything is rigged for you to go down that road.
My daughter's 2.5. Boy then came for her the other day. Real talk.
You give me your story in a second. So, Black Twitter is up in arms with Uncle Denzel
Sit down, man.
saying, "How dare you?
Black
How
Twitter,
dare
just
you?
shut up,
you're
man.
out of your,
You're out of line.
You're out of line. You're out of range. You don't know what you're talking about anymore. You're rich and famous. What do you know what you're talking about? Like, the system is set up and it's rigged." But, so,
Black
do
Twitter.
you feel that Denzel is right saying it's basically parenting?
Of course.
If you raise your children right, then not every time, but most of these children that have done the wrong things won't be in the wrong
No,
situation.
listen, there is times when people obviously are going to be targeted by police, and black men are targeted by police. That is not something when I'm assuming
He even said not every time. He said not every time, but in general, these prisons are not filled up with like 75% black just because they're chasing black people. He's like, he said, don't make it easy for them. That's exactly what he said. He said, you're making it easy for them. So yeah, they're looking for you, they're chasing you, but if they stop any of us on this table and they try and get us for anything, we ain't done nothing illegal. We have to do something on top, or they have to do something, on the slide
themselves
yeah.
to put you in jail.
Yeah,
You got to think of.
they can't stop you and say, well, I'm going to jail legally.
No, but I understand why Black Twitter are up in arms with him because
So I put arms about everything.
no, they are. But in this particular conversation, what he's doing is presenting an idealistic viewpoint because he is almost completely ignoring people that have been jailed for nothing, and there's been a lot of those.
No,
people
but he's
that
not
have been
ignoring them. He's acknowledged them. He's saying that potentially is not outweighing the ones that have not been jailed for nothing, that would potentially not have been jailed if they had their fathers in their lives. Which is what you need to acknowledge. Let's be real, yeah?
Wasn't there a similar beef? Sorry to cut you. Wasn't there a similar beef that everyone's favorite grandpa, or whatever it was? You know that 60-year-old man who's on social media, who's there with his suits and his six pack.
What about
Didn't
him?
he say something similar
About the dads?
Yeah, he what? No, it wasn't necessarily about the dads. He talked about basically young black men not dressing a certain way that would mean that they would be approached or
See that
targeted.
that I don't agree with.
I forget his name.
The dress sense and all that stuff, that's not for me. I'm not really big on that one. But we all sit here and talk about the importance of fathers in children's life, yeah? You hear all of these people that potentially would have gone to jail, may not have gone to jail, or spoke about how their father wasn't around and blah, blah, blah. We spoke about how some of them feel like they had to make money because there was no dad there making money, so they had to make money for their mum, so that's why they're selling these drugs. Sorry, he's not chatting rubbish, he's chatting sense.
Oh, look,
Just because people want to go on like say there's
Okay.
other reasons why people go to jail, we acknowledge that. But to say that what he's saying is wrong, it's not wrong.
All right, here's my take on it, yeah? This thing isn't, I wouldn't say that it's just about absentee fathers. And the reason why I'm saying that is if you look at the top 10 mass murderer list of all time, yeah? That's including all countries around the world. Most of the people on that list are white. And a lot of them had two parents, didn't matter. These mass shootings that you're seeing in America at the moment, they're done by white people who have both their parents. So I don't know if not having a parent is enough to say, oh yeah, that's why these people are turning out the way they're turning out.
I think it does make a difference, but then you've got to go way back from slavery times. The whole ethos and the plan is and was to break up the family.
Because
you get me. Part of the reason was because they could see the strength in the family.
Okay, so
you get
then
me? So hold on. So they've got they've taken the strong black men over. They've taken everybody over. But basically what they've done is that they've broken a black family. They've done it from that time. They even do it up to now. There is a systematic thing that is going on that I think is kind of some of us, well, most of us can't see what is going on. You get me? If you kind of see the way how a lot of the black men are going to prison for a lot of the reasons are for things that they haven't done. You get me? And I just see a disparity between black men in prison, white men in prison, foreign people in prison, all kinds of people in prison.
okay, even that, yep. Even the fact that the people get thrown into prison for long periods of time or something like that. Let's say that a lot of them didn't have their fathers in their lives as well, yeah? And their mum could only go so far to fight for them. Right? Imagine having two parents that was fighting for you instead of one. You think that would make a difference?
Of course.
So I don't understand how people are trying to say that what he's saying.
I actually
makes no
think that
difference.
what he's saying is the truth. But
Yeah.
I think I can understand both sides of the story. I can understand why Black Twitter is feeling away, but at the same time, what Denzel Washington is saying there makes a lot of sense.
We need to acknowledge the fact that that is a problem in our community. If people do want to say that, yes, there's people that go to prison for nothing, we acknowledge that too. But we also need to acknowledge that the fact that a lot of these children have absentee fathers that are in prison is a problem. So we need to...
blatantly, that's a problem.
So he needs to... When he's saying that it's something... As far as I'm concerned, I agree with him. There's lots of children out there that, yes, somebody not having your 2-parent family, because even little things like going home from school, right? I said this now. If my dad didn't pick me up from school, how much stuff could I have got away with on the road before I got home? But my mum might not have been able to pick me up because she was working, or my dad couldn't pick me up, or my dad was working and my mum could pick me up. Do you understand that unit of 2 people to do stuff, just something as basic as that?
You know what? Back in the day during the ESN Facebook group, and we always talked about the black power, how black people are gonna get better, how black people are gonna come up over, beat white supremacy. And I always said the foundation before you look at putting money into black businesses, before you look at doing this, before you look at going back to Africa, before you look at everything else, until you get the triangle, the mum, the dad, and the child, correct. Until you get that done right, everything else, it's like in the Bible when they try and build a house on sand.
But sometimes
it's going to sink.
But sometimes
without the foundation of the family, the community is not going to work.
I was just about to say it's 2017 now, so it's not mummy and daddy.
But sometimes
say what you want to say.
On the mic.
The system is designed for the family not to be there. And my thing is that it doesn't have to be a father. It can be an uncle. It can be an older brother. It can be something.
Sometimes the uncle is the father, boy.
It can be somebody who is a father figure. You get me? It doesn't have to be a father.
Mr. Wolf
sometimes
means
the father
he is sweating profusely.
Why is everybody sweating so much?
I don't even know.
I'm not even hot in any way, shape, or form.
Man's not hot.
Man's not hot.
Man's not hot. You get me? Man's not hot. But yeah, it doesn't have to be a father. It can be a father figure.
I think in a case or two, if you're looking at it out of 10, then yeah. But if that can't be the majority, because then it can't be the majority. So a man, an uncle, a friend, somebody can fill in for the father in some cases, not as a constant, not as the rule. The rule is the father should be there, and that is the thing.
I just think it's ridiculous that people are even battling that discussion, man. People just need to just piss off because the man's saying that the dad could help with their children. What's wrong with that? Like, what is wrong with that? And I guarantee there are some people out there that saying that same shit you just said a minute ago. Like, you do have to just be the dad. You could be like somebody else. He's the dad and the mum. Even if the sperm was given, the dad was there somewhere. They would come from the sperm and deal with his children the same way.
Do you think? Here's a good question for you. Do you think that the biology of fatherhood allows you to be a better parent than somebody who just takes up the role?
Not necessarily. No. Obviously, nobody can argue that, but that doesn't mean anything. Even
stepfather, as what he said, could be just as important as a.
There was a porn star on the Breakfast Club recently.
One, yeah, I think so.
So she was there, and they were talking. Also, how did you get into porn? And she said, "Oh, I just wanted to do it one day." And I swear, jokingly, he said, "Is your dad in your life?" And she said, "No." And I swear, as a joke, because he tried to move on afterwards, he said, "Well, you would have done porn if your dad wasn't in your life, innit?" And then I think he was even trying to get to the next question. Like that was just a throwaway comment. And she said, "It's true." He said, "If my dad was around, I don't think I never would have done porn."
We know a porn star. We know a porn star, and I remember her saying that exact same comment. If my dad was alive, I would never be doing this. That is the exact comment she made.
In her case, her father passed.
So I would never be doing this.
I mean, Denzel Washington went on to say, "Don't make it easy for them. Don't stick your neck out on the block for it to be chopped off." You get me? And I've got to co-sign that because some of the time we as a people do make it easy for the system just to take us, grab us and throw us in prison and to fuck up the family. You get me?
What about the mother? What do you think? Is the mother as important? Because we're just talking about the father. He just missed out mothers. Like they're not important. What do you think?
Mothers are always there. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because more often than not, the mother is there in playing the mother and father role. But
Whoa.
well, as best as she can. If there's no father around, who else is going to do it? As in being the provider, the nurturer, doing the...
Your closest Nigerian.
Eh?
The closest Nigerian will be the father.
Well,
You do it better than anybody else.
Niger people there. But anyway, I agree with him. I don't think anything he said was incorrect. However, I also feel as somebody else pointed out that somebody else can step in. However, the thing is, somebody else stepping in is more often than not on an occasional basis, unless it's, as you say, a stepfather who is in the home all the time. So whereas in the normal sense of the normal sense of the family unit being as it is, the mother and father are always there. If something happens, I'm going to tell your father. It's something else. Don't go and tell him. Do you know what I'm saying? So there's those two people are usually there. Whereas if there's an uncle who's stepping in, he may have his own family that he's got to. So anyway, in short, I agree with what he's saying.
And what you've got to understand is that sometimes you do have mother and father there, but sometimes the father's not there. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So
Sometimes the kids are just bad breed.
that's what I'm saying. Sometimes you got parents, just like what Simple Simon said to some of these people that are doing these mass shootings. If their parent was in their life, properly in their life, because there's a difference between just being a dad and actually being a part of your child's life.
Also, how many of these Americans have we seen? And they're like, "Oh, my mum and dad are there, but they're all crackheads. You know, they'll be shooting up." It's like you can be there, but you have to, carry out the full role.
They could be very rich and wealthy businessmen and women. It's just that they weren't there for their child.
Or they were there present. And they just weren't a good parent. Full stop. We took our daughter swimming earlier on, a swimming lesson. When we're leaving, because she's one, all the other pupils there. What do you call this? Anyway, all the other people doing their swimming lessons are the same age. They all just recently started walking.
Cheering.
So one dad is there with his son. Yeah, a proper Jack the Lad. He even dresses his son in a Jack the Lad kind of. He's like wearing a Bobo jacket and everything. He's dressed, but he's wearing his shoes. I think were just a tad too big.
Right, mate.
And the son was having trouble walking, so he was just sit on the floor and start crying. He wanted his dad to pick him up, and the dad was not happy about it. And then he's like, "Come on, man, come on, Jimmy. Everyone's looking at you. Stop crying, man up, man up." What did he say? Stop being a wimp. Stop being a wimp. Yeah, this 1 year old. Yeah, stop being a wimp. He picked him up. The boy stopped crying. Then, as the mum came out because she had changed, she's come out and they're ready to go. He put the boy down. The boy starts crying again. Pick me up. He said, "Come on." He snatched the boy up, pushed him to his face. Listen, if he did that to me, I would have been scared. Yeah,
Cocaine rage.
If he did, he just switched, and it's just because the boy didn't want to walk. And I could see sitting over. The boy's shoes are too big.
He's just
That's why.
Did you back the boy though? Did you back the boy?
Did you back the boy?
Did you back the boy? Did you let the dad just snatch him up and do
Who is he to
That's
get
your son.
involved?
Don't talk to me if I'm talking. Because no, I didn't talk to him. That's you and your son. I don't think that he's necessarily going home and backhanding him. He got a bit vexed over nonsense.
You can't tell with cocaine rage.
I don't know what he's doing to that child.
If he's doing that out on the streets, but
God forbid,
at home he's doing it, man.
God forbid somebody tells me what I'm doing with my child, because I will kick them through the window.
Is that a thing?
Don't you dare.
So no one, if you're doing something bad to your child,
Wait, where did the window come
no,
from?
if you're doing something bad to your child, yeah. You know when you play them fighting games and you do a super move and things just fly out of nowhere. Man just went to go and fight a plane of glass.
Never in life. Don't interrupt.
But what if you're doing something that is that bad?
Listen, mate.
What if you're doing something that is bad? Should nobody interrupt somebody's? They're doing something they're
bad,
child.
like
Yes.
I don't know. Let's say that you see a man battering his son, battering him. Would you not get involved?
I'll call the police or something. I don't know what I would do. You get me?
I don't know what I'll do in that situation, but in this situation, that wasn't enough for me to go there and tell him, mate, maybe you should go
I
easy.
remember my dad was beating me in school and the teacher.
Because sometimes that'll make you even go worse.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He'd be like, "No, you properly embarrassed me," because he was ashamed of what the boy was. He was ashamed of the 1 year old.
Let me ask you this though, because the idea that the shoes are a bit too big for
in
him,
my opinion,
I think that's an excuse. I personally think that kid knows what he's doing. These kids, they know how to push these buttons, and he did not.
Yeah, but
want to
it's had a minute.
Okay,
He's just had a very laborious swimming lesson. He's
the,
tired.
The boy
I
just
walk, man.
Nah, man. The boy knows what he's doing. He just wants to be picked up.
Yeah, simple things.
Personally,
you can't say that though.
When I was with my kids, and when I was with my kids alone, especially, barely used the buggy.
When mummy's not here,
I
used to whoop their ass.
No, I just barely used the buggy. As soon as they could walk, they're walking. All of it from the very early stages. When they put their hands up, carry me, knock their hands away. So a lot of the time, one time,
not even ignore them, move your hands.
Knock their hands away, because if you get into because I've seen a kid just last week crying his eyes out as a family member, just crying their eyes out, just wants to be picked up, pick up, quiet, put them down. I'm like, nah, mate, I'm not about that life. You gotta from birth, you gotta make sure that these kids can be on their own.
They will be on their own. There's nothing wrong with nurturing your children.
Mr. Wolf is out
There's
here.
There's a difference. There's a difference between nurturing.
early.
There's a difference between nurturing and allowing your child.
Mollycoddling.
I'm not on this
Simple
following
thing.
business. So I had my niece and nephew. I mean, my two nieces, the young ones, over the weekend. I was telling Simple this today. I'm not on this following business.
Following.
Like everywhere you go, you turn around, they're there.
Yeah, man.
You go toilet,
That's what they would do.
Yes.
You go upstairs, they're there.
I don't mind that.
I mind it. Go away from me.
No.
Listen, man.
It's your child, man.
I'm in constant fear of stepping on my child, not go on her, because it's true. As soon as you turn around, she's just there. Look at me.
What you doing?
What you gonna do now?
Why do you have to be there everywhere I am? They're just
But
there.
it's a stealth-like fashion in which they.
Yeah, because she's so silent.
Just there. Like, why you just there behind me?
Uncle, I'm learning. Everything is a learning experience for me. What you doing now? What you doing now?
Just there.
No, it's this one. Where the milk and cookies?
I don't mind all that. I don't
Goddamn
mind
milk
all
and cookies.
Good.
I just don't like it when they take liberties.
For the children.
Because I want you to pick them up.
No, but children are made to. That's what they're there to do. They're there to take liberties.
Yeah, I know, and I
lies,
don't like
but-
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
I don't like
Children are there to push the boundaries, and the parent's job is to tell you you've pushed too far now.
Yeah.
This is the boundary.
But you know what?
that I have set for you.
Do you know what?
And don't that's as far as you can push.
Weirdly enough, right? I had a strange week because my little one was trying me as well, yeah. And it got to the point where I don't like to repeat myself normally. I make special what's the word?
Dispensation.
Allowances.
Dispensations. I like it.
Look at my wife.
Eloquently saying that.
Fillet of fish for my wife.
So I make special dispensation for the little one, and I will repeat myself as many times as needed. But I noticed that she was ignoring me, and not ignoring me because she didn't understand what I was saying. She ignoring me because she wants to ignore me. So you know that point where you're like, you said it over and over and over and over again, and now you're like, no, I have to smack you. I stopped for a moment and I thought, hang on a minute, what is the actual reason for me smacking her? Then I realized that the decision to smack her came at the gap between me trying to get her to do what I needed her to do at the time and not having the right words to say it.
Oh my God, you smack your children.
So the smack,
That's
or
what
the threat of the
family's saying
smack,
now.
is actually because of my own inability to communicate to her in a way that's going to get her to do it.
So what did you ask her to do? Or how did you ask her to do it?
No,
how should you have asked her?
But again, this is the thing. It's about communication, right? Because there's no actual reason for her to not do the thing, apart from I haven't convinced her of how to do the thing.
What are you talking about?
Right, man wants to beat the child.
No, I'm looking at you, fam. I don't agree with beating daughters, and I don't think you should have beat her. But what you're saying to me is bullshit as well.
Nah.
Communication.
Listen,
Shut up and do the thing I'm saying.
You just said that she understood what you asked her to do.
Yeah.
There's an exclamation mark, a full stop, you know?
Yeah.
All of this stuff, that means the end.
Yeah.
After that,
Yeah.
that's what's there. What do you mean? If you just said I didn't communicate it in a way that she
right,
understood,
let me-
but then you said that she did understand.
So did you soften yourself to allow her to do? How did you get her to do what you wanted her to do?
In the end, she had to do it. It was like a strong arm thing. And then in the end, I was
Yeah,
like,
strong arm.
just go and
You
do
picked
it.
her up with one arm and
No,
swung
I
her,
didn't
innit?
touch her. I just said, go and do that thing. And my voice changed. The whole body changed.
Exactly.
I had to change the whole aura in the room and all that kind of business. But the point I'm making here is, the point where I got to where I thought I'm going to smack her was the point where I was smacking her just because I couldn't get my message across to her.
Oh my God.
So like in the same way that a child cries when they can't communicate with you, I was going to smack her because I couldn't communicate with her in a way that would make her do the thing.
No, she was ignoring you.
I don't get what you're on about.
No. How do I put it?
You said it wrong then.
Like, you might understand something here. All right, let's say you understand something. Yeah?
Yes.
Someone told you something, you understand it.
Yes.
But you don't feel in any way compelled to take up the information that you just got. Whereas somebody
because
else,
the person is a craps.
no, because the way the person has delivered that message to you, it hasn't inspired you, innit?
My dad has to inspire me to get the remote control.
Right.
I can get the remote control. What is wrong with you?
But that's what he's saying. Isn't
Nah,
what
sometimes
I'm
you
saying.
just need to just check. I'm with you because I don't agree with smacking daughters. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I fully agree with changing the whole aura of the room. That I fully agree with.
Okay.
Like, so I don't have any problem with getting a bit stern, and they must do the thing that I'm telling them to do because you can't just go around in the house thinking you can get away
I
with
think,
shit.
yeah, because sometimes I think maybe if you're saying that you're so, like, not blasé, but it seems so calm that there's no sense of urgency, or that they think, oh, it's not an instruction, it's a request.
Yeah.
They probably, that's what you mean by the information that's being received. It's like, okay, like, do it when you're ready. No, do it now. So you have to change your demeanor and let them know, I'm not asking you to do it when you're ready. Do it now. So that's the prelude to the
But then
smack.
if you beat them, then they know that every time you say something, no matter how high you or low you raise your voice, that means do it now.
Yeah, but
because
you
if I
failed
don't,
them.
the plate is coming towards my head and it
Yeah,
might
but
hit me.
you failed the communication though, haven't you?
I just
It might hit me.
this beating thing, man. I just
It might
Man
cut.
just went straight back to the plate, you know. You
It might
ignored me.
cut.
He ignored me and went straight back to the plate.
It might hit me. But one of these days,
The beating thing, I
might step on the glass.
I don't agree with the
Homeless.
beating thing. Man. I don't agree with always beat. I think you beat it when you need to beat, not just beat for beat's sake.
But then you never need to beat. You never need to beat.
I don't
You never
think
need to
anybody
Like
here
it's a
would do
shortcut.
that.
Like people beat for a shortcut, bruv.
Not here.
No, seriously. One of my godbrothers, his dad used to beat him in the morning before he woke up.
Junior, get up. Junior, get brush your teeth.
No, because
Come like a Minority Report beating.
I'm not even.
You get me? It's like before he's committing
crime in it. Beating him, boy. Just beating him out of knowing.
But the black ball just. He's gonna do
You know
something.
the ones when you had a dream. You had a dream that somebody's gonna do something, but you dreamed it and he woke up vexed. What?
Do you know what's so funny?
Come here.
Do you know what's so funny?
I don't dream.
You look cut me off before I got to finish what I was saying. His dad will beat him in the morning for the stuff he's gonna do during the day. That's what I'm saying. I swear to you. And like it got to the point where the beating stopped working. Like it was just getting beaten for beating's sake. Do you know
abuse,
what I mean?
though.
Exactly. That's abuse. Of course, that's abuse.
I'm gonna beat you for
this morning.
wanting to steal the meat out of the pot.
You
You haven't done it, but I'm gonna beat you anyway.
But
So that
what-
before you
what-
get it, you're not at the beat.
That is so counterproductive because I'm just gonna do everything that lady.
You might as well. You had the licks already.
I might as well I'll steal from your wallet straight away.
When you go to school, you had better listen to your teacher. You had better make sure you eat your food when you get
Daddy,
home.
I'm gonna steal all the money out of your wallet. Beat me now.
Get over and done with.
Beat me now.
Bruv.
Can you imagine how you're trying to toast your butter your toast in the morning? Your dad just comes with the belt, that's you in the head.
All right.
Butter in the toast. Notice how it was around food, yeah?
That's what you have breakfast in the morning, no?
All right. What's that Sri Lankan comedian?
Ramesh Ranganathan.
All right. He's got a podcast called Hip Hop Saved My Life. He's a hip hop head, and he has people on his show. Now he had Charlie Tuna on his show recently, or a few weeks ago. You know who Charlie Tuna is?
No.
Jeez, man, I thought you would know. Come on, you don't know, do you?
Yes. I'm lying.
Charlie Tuna.
No, I don't know.
What's that podcast?
Jurassic 5.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, cool.
All right. Anyways, so he was on the podcast, and they were talking about like
I thought it was new canned fish.
no, he's in his 40s, and he's talking about his adult son and about how or his older teenage son, and he's like, if he listens to this type of hip hop. And it's like it's so upsetting. It upsets me that you listen to this. So Charlie Tuna is an old school, like your old fashioned
Boom bap.
yeah hip hopper, and he's saying that he's not happy with his son listening to that. And then the host, this dude, I can't say his
Ramesh.
name, and the other and his co-host, they were saying if my children grow up listening to that, I don't know what it's gonna be like, man. They were talking like they're distraught if my children listen to this to trap or to this type of music.
Yeah.
So,
So what made your child a druggie?
So a question that has been sent in by Sister Hope is: what type of music do you want your children to listen to?
Afrobeat.
80s.
Wahala is saying Afrobeats.
I'm looking for. I want them to listen to. I want them to listen to Fela. I want them to listen to new school Afrobeat, like people like Wizkid. What them type of man there? I don't want them to listen to trap.
Okay,
No trap.
Mr.
And
Wolf.
old school 90s hip hop.
Damn, I don't know.
You want that to get that real misogyny.
He you know what? Even the other day, I was listening to thinking about how big he was talking about raping women in his lyrics and all this type of stuff. They're about Khalid. They think it was no problem with it at all.
It's mad, isn't it?
Eminem was talking about killing his wife every song. That's alright. Maybe murder over this weapon. You know what I mean? Did it about Khalid. Them not talking about Molly Perkins. I'm going crazy. Oh my god!
Who told you to have fun?
Like I don't know.
You don't have to front on me, bitch. Just come over here and suck my dick.
What's that?
You be good to me, and I'll be good to you. We'll both ride home in my automobile. That's Easy E, bruv.
See?
And that's what I was playing loud in my house when I was young. Parents didn't. But I turned out to be alright.
Because they couldn't understand.
Yeah,
it.
that's
The
the
same
thing.
way I can't understand Future, they can't understand.
But our parents used to kind of. Well, our mum like kind of knew hip hop.
She knew Heavy D. She knew the commercials.
No, she knew hip hop, man. She used to
She knew
listen.
LL Cool
Who
J.
was recording Yo MTV Raps for us? Because they weren't us recording it. It was her. She was watching it and recording it.
It was Brother Oli.
No, it was her. Ask her. Ask her who did he live here? Ask her who was recording it for him.
Oh, for him.
Listen, Mumsy like, Mum, do you remember Scarface? I remember Scarface. What a
My
rapper.
mum used to like Ice Cube, man.
Bushwick
She's
Bill
like Ice
and
Cube.
them man there.
Bushwick Will, you don't know man in there. Bushwick Will,
So,
man,
OG.
ghetto boys.
That's what I'm saying.
MadCat.
I haven't answered,
What
by
kind
the
of
way.
music? Yeah, because it's taking too long.
Garage
We're
is
running out of time. You're the people that want to go.
Excuse me. I want them to listen. I want them to have an eclectic taste. I want them to listen to the old stuff. I want them to have a varied, because at the end of the day, a lot of the new music stems from the old. So, like for example, my knowledge of music is not the greatest. That's what my husband is there for. He likes to study music and study music and study music. So I want my daughter or my children to listen to a varied set of music, but also know the right from wrong. So, for example, my husband, he loves to listen to a lot of rap, and rap has a lot of swearing. And I have told him a million times, don't play that music in the house with the child. But he refuses. He refuses.
I got a cousin like that.
And I'll continue as well.
He plays all the raw versions of everything.
What
Yes.
you
Fuck
know?
your child.
When she's
Loud.
just dropping F-bombs as a regular.
I listened to it growing up.
Okay.
It
Yeah, but you
soothed
were
me.
old enough.
It soothed me.
It soothed you.
Would you? Okay, let's say that you the other day that you was talking about listening to TOK and talking about killing the Chichi man and all that stuff. Would you play that? Would you do as well?
Yeah.
Ooh, wow.
I'm
What you say?
not censoring what she listens to.
You just hear them start singing that.
I'll show her. This is the dance. This is the dance.
Dab. Look at my dab. Look at my dab.
I would just like to state that my niece and nephew on holiday taught my daughter how to do the Millie Rock, and she walks around the house now.
I don't want to hear that.
Just Millie rocking around the house.
I don't want to hear about that
It
dance.
is.
I don't want to hear
Millie
about
rocks
that
around
dance.
the house.
We're not talking about that dance this weekend, man.
Why? What's Millie Rock is heavy?
Nah, did you not watch the game?
Okay. Oh yeah.
Fuck Lingard.
Oh, Lingard, he did the Molly Rock on you.
He did it, bruv, and
Twice.
he did it well.
And he
as
did it well. That's always the
He did
worst
it
thing.
well. He did it well.
He did a quality Millie Rock
They still-
with a straight back
There
and
was-
an arched arm.
Nah. There was still
In the
no.
corner of the Emirates.
There was still no celebration better than the Adebayor anyway, but still. The Adebayor celebration against Arsenal is going to be the greatest celebration
when
of all
he
time.
scored.
And he ran the whole length of the pitch.
Like a madman.
Do you know how
He ran-
Do you know
he
how
ran.
sadistic it is? I actually go back and just watch that randomly. Once in a while, I go back and do Man City Adebayor celebration. Arsenal.
He ran
I'll
like
take
he's
YouTube.
one of them World War Z zombies, bro. You get me?
He ran like somebody was chasing him. Like he was ready for his life.
Yeah, he was running for his life.
He said that somebody tried to stop him, but he knew that he wasn't powerful enough, so he ran past him.
That celebration was
He said
mad.
he looked at Carlo Torre. Carlo Torre just looked at him and said, "Just do what you do."
There's some people like, what are you people talking about?
Did he
Anyway,
run that much in the game?
No, or maybe just, no. He ran the length of the pitch. He probably has never run the length of
And
the pitch like that in his
celebrated
life.
You know
in front of
celebration
his
we're talking about.
old
Oh, yeah, I know the
fans.
celebration, but I'm just saying, has he ever run like that in a game?
That's the best
MadCat, do
celebration.
you know the celebration?
No.
You got to see that.
Basically, Adebayor used to play for Arsenal. Yeah,
Mm.
Arsenal traded him or
Emmanuel.
transferred him to Manchester City. There was a lot of beef behind that. The Arsenal fans are upset
No,
because
because he left in bad taste.
Yeah, he left in bad taste, like a lot of players that left Arsenal. And when Man City
No,
played
not a lot of players
Arsenal,
leave in bad
come
taste.
on. When Man City played Arsenal, now who scored the winner? Adebayor, and then he scored the goal in front of his own fans. And then when he scored the goal,
Look,
he
this
ran
is
the
at Man City.
length.
This
of
is
the
at
pitch.
Man City's
Yeah.
pitch. So there's only one corner that the Arsenal fans are allowed in.
And it was
And it's
the
the opposite
corner,
from
and
where he's-
he ran hard like Usain, hard like he's a World War Z zombie. He done a madness, and if you see the look in his face,
He looked like Selassie. He looked like Selassie. You know Gabriel Selassie, the runner.
Yeah.
You know how he's always panicking to get breath and his eyes are always wide.
Yeah.
That's how he looks.
That's how he
And he slid in front of the Arsenal fans like he was Jesus.
And he said that. He felt invincible. But
And they threw everything.
he had
at
a
him.
right to do it. So I saw that.
He caught a lot of verbal
Oh.
They
racial
were being
abuse.
racial. They were calling his mama elephant, cleaner, all of this stuff. So that's what I'm saying. I'm glad he went to run from one side to the ring to the other.
his mama
And-
what?
and
An
elephant.
elephant
I can't call
cleaner.
somebody's mum.
What, dung cleaner, innit?
Yeah,
So,
elephant dung cleaner, or your dad's a dung cleaner.
They had a song.
It was
man.
racist.
They had racist songs.
It was
right?
racial songs against him, and yes, and me as an Arsenal fan was happy that he ran that full length of the pitch and slid in front of them because they're too disrespectful.
Just to touch on that game, how sadistic is it that I enjoyed the game even though we lost it? That's how good that Man United. Well, this is what I'm talking about recently now. That Man United Arsenal game was.
Oh my god!
I enjoyed it and we lost 3-1.
Yeah, but sometimes it's like that, innit? You played well, you lose.
When
again.
we-
We didn't play well because we should have scored them goals.
When-
all them,
when good
I know
football
the keeper
played.
was good, but come on now.
Good football was played.
when good football
Mr.
was
Wolf.
played,
Mr. Wolf, what was the Liverpool score?
5.
Oh, right,
We
okay,
put
thanks.
5
Thank you,
past
thank
them
you.
mad
Thank you.
cat.
who,
5.
who was it you played? It was Huddersfield or something.
No,
wasn't
no,
it?
It was
Brighton.
Brighton.
Oh, Brighton. Okay.
But we put 4 past
Liverpool
Arsenal as
versus
well.
miscellaneous.
Isn't it gay pride
we
this
put
week?
4
Was it
past
like,
Arsenal as well.
like the LGBT thing that they're doing for football this week?
Nah, that was last week.
So that's all the Sky things doing that. And you lot wanted to go and batter the place that's got the most
You went,
LGBT.
yeah, you went and go and destroy.
Brighton, innit?
All right, sorry. Let's get back to this music. I'll answer myself. I just want them to listen to every. I'm quite eclectic. I listen to everything, and I just want them to listen to everything too. But I want them to have a love of old African music, Fela, King Sadeade, all that stuff. So I don't necessarily listen to that day to day, but I'm gonna make sure that my children listen to it because that's what I listen to at home. I want them to love house, and I want them to love rap. So that's what I want them to listen to everything and appreciate everything. And
Power ballads.
But I want them. Oh, power ballads. Oh yes. Oh yes.
In my life, there is heartache
It's always
and
the one
pain. I
The same one
want to
song.
know.
That's the only song he knows.
I got bare tunes in the locker, man.
Okay, 5 seconds for the next one. 4.
Okay.
3.
Is
that Power Ballad?
Yes, of course it is. Take on me, take me home. Talking about
And people need to understand that video is one of the greatest videos of all time.
Power ballads are out there.
No,
man.
that is not better than what's it called? What's his name again?
I bet it's. Come on.
Michael, what's his name?
No, Prince Charming.
Hold
Of course it is.
on
That video was
to
gangster.
one more
It's
day to the hold down. Yeah, I'm singing.
Anyway.
For one more day.
Singing them power ballads. Man.
Simple answer to the question.
Someday
Then
somebody's
Mr.
gonna
Wolf,
wanna make him
what
turn around and say
answer?
goodbye. But then, baby, I'm gonna turn around. Yeah.
Don't you know that you need that you'll go away if you hold on to one more day. Listen, I would listen to Capital Radio all day, every day.
Listen,
So that was
there was
right.
something we were driving somewhere the other day,
Doctor.
and I was like, "This is fully my life."
Nah,
when
don't
I was
go
like
Fox. You can't
7,
talk
8.
about it. He's a rapist.
Oh yeah. Huh? What?
Yeah, he was one of them rape mans, isn't it?
He's another one.
It was. I thought the case was. I don't think he was. Even though it's
was
not.
accused.
Even though it's not evidence that it wasn't clear that he didn't do it.
He
but
is an
was
accused.
He was accused and I think cleared.
An accused.
Come on, because there's one more question I want to get to before we end.
Okay, go on.
Are you gonna answer?
What's what? Oh, but what I want my daughter to listen to.
Yes.
Well, right now, her favorite is Queen Ifrica. I don't know how that happened. She likes jungle. Every now and then she'll go, Daddy, Daddy. So somehow K Burton got in there. Somehow.
100%. Is that what he says?
No. 100%.
What does he say?
Which song did I not know?
Bonjo.
Bonjo. You know which one I didn't know about? Was it Grand Tour? Is it Tour?
Let Panjo make a go for the Pantour.
I didn't know that was Capleton. For years I didn't know it was Capleton.
That's another one of the tunes that I used to grind girls to. bro.
Look at my husband's face. My husband's just
You must know that song. You know that song, bro. That we raved to that song heavy.
No, but the one K Burton song she knows is a jungle remix. She likes that. She likes Chronic's who knows the jungle remix of that. For some reason, this child likes jungle.
I see that. That's
Yeah, man.
She likes jungle a lot.
We played that one in the yard one time. She went nuts.
She went nuts, man. She goes mad. Like she likes jungle. She likes old reggae. Yeah, her thing is at the moment like it's quite wide, I guess. She'll tell you if she don't like something, and she asks for songs particularly. So she's at the moment her genres are what would Ed Sheeran Shape of You be under? Pop. All right, she likes that. She likes a bit of reggae, a lot of jungle, and it's just graduating. So at the moment she's wide. I'd like to make her a lot wider, with musical taste and stuff like that. You use the word eclectic. I like
Give
that.
her them power ballads, man. Take these broken wings. Trust me, them power ballads. They used to get me through the day, man. They used to get me through the day. That's when white man could make tune, you know.
I can
They can't make tune again.
calling in
Can we all put some respect on Richard Marx's name, please?
Who?
Richard Marx.
Sing the tune.
Hold on.
No, that's Phil Collins. How
yeah.
could you?
Big band tune. What are you talking about?
Right here waiting.
Sing the song with your sultry voice.
Your voice on the line.
Jesus.
Yeah, that one.
And Michael McDonald as well. Michael McDonald must also be played in the yard, man.
Michael McDonald, who in the racial draft It was adopted by the blacks.
Sweet freedom.
Anyway, let me answer. And I am going to answer. What I would say is that you guys should try, and this is what I'm doing with my kids, is to get them to learn an instrument so that music is within them. You can obviously listen to music and what have you, but when you can play an instrument, it's a completely different thing. My son is quite good with the drums. He's on grade 4. He's doing his thing out there. And my daughter's actually writing songs, you know. She's getting her pen and pad out, and she's actually
Can you say how old your daughter is, please?
She's 8. Well, in fact, she's going to be 8 next month, so she's 7.
Gangster.
And she's writing little songs. They sound a bit, quirky, but they're good, man. She's doing her thing. But in terms of what I want them to listen to, so I would say, similar to what MadCat said, a little bit of everything, but Afrobeat, African music, old school African music is very, very important. You know what I mean? Fela, King Sonny out there, all those kind of guys, man. It's really Collington, Figure Eight. Yeah, man. You gotta go back, man. That's what I'm saying.
Everybody ready for
That's what I'm saying, because the type of instruments that they use then is different to the ones that they use now. You get me?
What party was it recently? And there was one young, boy, 14, 15, playing talking drum.
Yeah, he was there, mate.
Oh, you just wanted to salute him.
That's what I'm saying, because my son can play the regular drums, but he can play the African drums as well. So he's doing his thing, man. I'm proud of him.
In his house,
I used to play drums. I used to play the piano when I was younger. And I used to play the drums.
You play piano.
A woman that plays the drums has got a, it's got a kind of ting to it. You get
Oh yeah, that's my wife, mate.
not your woman.
If I had a child and in the bedroom, like, it was I'll cry. You know that one tear of pride.
What's the name of the instrument, bro?
I don't know,
It's
but
the drum.
But I'm telling you, if I heard it, one tear, I'll be sitting with the missus and she would just see a tear drop through my eye. And she'll be like, what's that? I said, that's the tear of pride, man.
That's what I'm saying. That sound effect that Simple Simon and Wahala is doing, this is it's a Yoruba drum. It's where it goes under the arm and there's these little strings.
Talking drum.
Yeah, talking drum.
Google them.
Is the one with the
Yeah,
stick?
just a
Yeah,
talking drum.
and they kind of. Is that a specific name for it?
You know what?
I'm sure.
There might be
You know what?
more
Yoruba is
specific-
going to have his own Yoruba name.
I need to enter one of them Tuesday, I need to enter to it.
Enter. Oh, that kind of enter.
You know what? If you can go a whole Nigerian song, sex for a whole Nigerian song, you know you're a G in it. So that's a half an hour worth of song there, man.
Yeah.
Oh shit, oh shit.
If only you guys could see them doing their movements here. Look at them.
What was I watching on YouTube, man? I was watching on YouTube.
Different musical. Can we just say he was the first MC Hammer?
Yes.
MC Hammer learned everything he did.
From
Open
Denzel
Oh yeah, show me your back.
From
Jiggy left, jiggy right. Oh yeah. Show me your back.
And women are going low, bro. Women are
Yeah,
going
they
low.
were going low.
The
Aunties
are going low.
They were showing bottom in
That's
that
what I'm
video.
saying. You got the aunties going low. You got the women going low.
He said dance with your chest. Oh, come on, man. I say Puff Daddy. I say his original Puff.
You need to watch
Because he had them
that.
trying
And if all that wasn't enough, open and close.
Open and close. Hey,
Open and close. Open and
She know. Anyway, the people that's listening have no idea what we're talking about.
She knows. She knows. She knows.
That's how we should have ended the podcast.
She
If I'm gonna end
knows.
Shino Peters. For those that don't know, Shino Peters is a Nigerian musician,
A legend.
legend in the game.
His songs were 15 minutes long.
Half
His
an hour
album,
long.
his
Half an hour
his
long.
double-sided single was half.
No, his single was half an hour long. It was half an hour.
Sorry.
Don't give it less than what it is. That's why I said if you're going for the full half an hour bang to Shino Peters, you're a G. Because 15 minutes is manageable. Half an hour is something that you're putting in. You're putting in that work.
It's no cookie. then.
She know. Anyways, I wanted to talk about other stuff, but we've run out of time because you guys want a short one. So let us.
What other stuff at all?
One more thing, and it is good.
Go on then.
You guys want to go?
Goddamn 47.
So let's just say our goodbyes and do the church notes. So who wants to go first?
I'll go first because I'm the lady.
That's it.
milady. Behold,
Milady.
a lady.
Well, it's been real. This was an impromptu visit. I'm glad I was here. Yeah, I'll see you on the next time, on the next show. Catch me on the socials, The Occasion Angel. That's about it.
Yes.
Peace out.
A-Town.
L-Town down.
Yo, Big Wile on Twitter, Big Wile on Insta. Check out Jaden Smith's album. I think that's quite a decent album actually.
Jaden
Check
Smith.
it out.
The whole album.
Also-
you've listened to the whole album.
Yeah. Also,
Right.
if anyone in the UK or London is looking for a natural hair dresser to do natural hair, if you're like a stylist or whatever, check out at One Stop Dreadlock Shop at Twitter, and maybe there may be a chair available for you in London if you're interested. Again, that's at One Stop Dreadlock Shop. No, One Stop Dreadlock. Sorry, on Twitter. Yes.
Yeah.
Can we just come back to me a second? We didn't get to touch on it, but it's very important that we speak very briefly on the struggles of our brethren in Libya. We did not talk about this. So as much as I'm not here for changing my profile picture and all that, because I don't think that's actively going to do anything apart from maybe raising a little bit of awareness, can we just please pour some small libation?
Shall we talk about it?
No Nigerian government pulled back 200 and something of them.
Apparently
What do you mean by
a
pull them
flight
back?
landed yesterday. A flight landed
What do you mean
yesterday.
pull them back?
Brought them back to Nigeria.
But this is the thing now. So were they Nigerian nationals already, and they left to try and get through to
Europe.
and through Libya? So they're basically taking back their refugees. Is that what they're saying?
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? I don't understand why people.
Are you a refugee if you just decide to leave? Like it's not. There's no.
I don't know what happened. I think
reason you're going other than I just want a better life, so I'm going through these.
Yeah, but that's why they're not leaving through legal channels. I'm assuming. I'm thinking they're leaving through illegal channels. That's why it's so easy for these guys to scoop them up and try and sell them on the market. Listen, people are talking about Libya. Don't think that this is not happening in places like Dubai where everybody's going off to go and fly to. You don't think that this is definitely not happening in Saudi Arabia
and
Sudan.
Sudan.
Yes, all these places that's happening, and people are going like to say that it doesn't exist. It's existed for a long time, and people are pretending like they don't know that it's been going on. It's been going on. Just because you suddenly seen a video of the man selling the people, don't mean now that it's suddenly something
true.
that's new. Because it's not new. It's been happening for a long time, and people just don't care.
Hide your kids, hide your wife.
Yeah, they just don't care. And it's a very, very sad state of affairs that you could see you or somebody that looks just like you being sold on the market like that.
In today's day.
And nobody cares about it because, let me say the West or the governments that like to be talking about weapons of mass destruction or talking about helping
Human rights.
Africans need to deal with Africans.
No, I'm not disputing that.
So what you saying, bomb Libya?
No, take your people back.
Okay.
You know what they were saying? I want to know whether or not this was happening when Gaddafi was there. I'm
No,
assuming it was.
It wasn't.
Are you sure?
It wasn't.
Are
yeah.
you very sure?
Yeah.
Why do you think that?
Because I know a little bit of history with Gaddafi.
Gaddafi thought he was African.
and Libya.
What's that got
So-
to do?
so-
There's
no,
different
it-
people
it
from
wasn't.
different type of Africans.
Listen, these kind of things could have been happening on the underground scene, but Gaddafi was very much for a unified Africa, innit? He was brethren with Gabi and all those kind of things. So
What's that got to do with his everyday today people selling others?
Since the Western world came into Libya, they completely annihilated the country, bombed up the place, completely scattered the judicial system, everything. The terrorists that Gaddafi was fighting during that time are the ones that have kind of taken over. It's similar to what has happened in Syria. You get me? So to answer the question, it wasn't happening, but I don't know about
Obama said that was the
sure.
worst thing he ever did as a president.
Was to go into Libya.
Go into Libya and deal with that.
He's an idiot for that. Should never have done that.
I just swear, I don't know, man.
Because the way that man died, boy, he got done by a special ops, black ops USA.
The Americans took him out.
Soldier, yeah. Gunshot to the heart after they captured him.
I just think that it's a sad state of affairs to see your brothers and sisters that look just like you being sold on the market for hundreds of dollars. Can you imagine? Hundreds of dollars, man.
You know, I'm quiet because I don't even know what to say. It's like I don't know what to say.
It's horrible.
I don't know what to say. I feel helpless. I don't know what to say.
There is a march taking place. I don't know how much that's gonna work, but there's a march taking place on the 9th, I believe, of December, and they're going to march to the Libyan embassy. I think that they should be going to a few other embassies personally, and to Downing Street as well, But I think the 9th of December, 8th or 9th of December, there is a march taking place in London.
Are we ever going to be left alone?
Nope. No. The answer to that question is no. Like I said in the previous podcast, racism and this type of discrimination will last for our lifetime and beyond.
What if we all go back to Africa and close the doors like Wakanda?
What? I don't know how you're gonna close the doors.
National Anti-Slavery March in London, Saturday the 9th of December. AfricanLivesMatter.org. You can go there. So they're meeting at 12 noon at Belgrave Square, and they're marching to the Libyan embassy.
Speaking about Africa issues, have you heard anything more from the sellout in Zimbabwe?
You're calling him a sellout as well, bro.
See, let me just list the things that I wanted to talk about, because
why don't you just say the one that you wanted to talk about and let's just talk about it?
We ain't got time, man. We ain't got time. We're coming up to 2 hours. You man just wanted to do.
You're halfway through this goodbyes, you know. You just did.
I know. I just derailed.
You done your church notes. You done your church notes, yeah?
No, I did mine.
Oh, you do yours. Go on.
Go on.
Oh, okay. I'll do my church notes. In fact, there's one thing that I want to pick up on last week's episode.
I don't mind him talking, because it's the people that have places to be.
No, because I need to say this, and this is to Wahala, innit? He said that I always shut him down for something or something
yes,
and something.
Feminist
and
behaviors.
no, you mentioned specifically about the Caucasian persuasion of people kind of saying bad things about black women. And
that's not what I was talking about.
That's exactly what you were talking about.
No, but that's not what I'm saying that you're saying. I said that you're always telling me that when I'm talking about the black men are always constantly cussing down the black women in front of and praising the white girls. You're telling me they don't.
No. Yes, no. You find me that, and I swear down, I would apologize to you, because I'm not shutting you down for those things. Yeah, trust me, bro.
Calling me feminist.
No, but you are feminist.
I burned my bra yesterday.
You know what? Do you know what though? It's refreshing that you're a feminist.
I'm not a fucking feminist.
You are a feminist.
How am I a feminist?
Hold on, there's nothing wrong with being a feminist, you know. I'm a feminist.
You're not a feminist by claiming it, but you're a feminist in action.
Yes, I am.
In what capacity?
Because you think like the things that you here's how to put it. The things that you are championing are
these people don't want to go.
The things that you're championing are sensible somethings, yeah, that make sense, yeah. But they just also happen to be very much the feminist agenda.
Okay, so explain to me why. What is so feminist about it? Because I say that man and woman should be equal.
That is the definition of feminism.
No, it's not.
What is?
I don't know what it is.
Anyway, you can catch
you
can catch Mr. Wolf on Instagram on AKA Mr. Wolf, and on Twitter AKA _ Mr. Wolf.
Yeah.
Boom, bad man thing.
Simple.
Yeah, Simple Simon in the building, at Simple Simon FB on Twitter. That is where you'll catch me more time, before time, and after time.
Minority Report.
Yeah.
Man's beaten before they done the shit.
Beat reverse. All right, Stavros here, and Stavros Says this week. Stavros Says is the weekly supplement where I recommend something to the masses. This week it's a simple thing. It's just a website. It's called uk.camel.com. And I think they got them in America as well. So it's camel.com. And what you can do is, recently we had our Black Monday, Cyber Monday, Black Friday, you know, your sales. And what sometimes
you don't
these
look like
people
no
do,
cybernaut
you
to
don't
me.
look like no cybernaut to me.
Done.
And so, you know, sometimes these people, they swindle you where they say something is, this TV is now £400, when really it's always been £400, or they raised it up to 450 the week before, and then they dropped it £50, and then everybody's rushing to buy something. So this Camel allows you to find something that you want on Amazon, put in the link into this website, and then it has tracked the price for you. It lets you know what it was, what it cost before, what it costs now, and to let you know if it's worth waiting for it, maybe waiting for the sales. If it cost 800 last week and it costs 50 now, it's like, damn, I'm gonna buy it. So like the other day I bought something, headphones that I'm trying to get for the same price that I found it when we came back from I think it was our honeymoon. I can't remember now where we went. No, it was from your birthday actually. We went on our cruise. I saw it in America. I said, no, let me wait and come home. And I bought it for about £35. And it's busted now. And I want to get the next one. It's £80. I'm thinking, I'm with 35. Unfortunately, I caught it at a good time. But if you check this website, Camel, you can check, you know, and maybe you can even guess. Chameleon, yes. Anyway, that is my Stavros Says for the week. I am Stavros Boss, at Stavros Boss everywhere. You will find me there. Catch us collectively at ESN Podcasts on Instagram and Twitter. #ESN Pod if you want to join in with our African beats. If you want to tell us what you want your children to listen to, or if you want to argue with Mr. Wolf about beating his children. You can find us on Facebook if you search for Eloquently Saying Nothing. Join the page and holler at us there. And you can also email us at any questions that you may have, or queries, or relationship advice, because we are also good at that. Trust us. We aren't accredited, but we're accredited. Yes, get to know. And you can email us at esnpodcast@gmail.com.
Oh yeah, and Jadakiss and Fabulous album, not too bad.
Nah.
It's alright.
Nah, it's not what I wanted.
It could have been
man.
more than. It could have been
It's
more.
not what I wanted, man. I wanted proper New
wanted
York
more,
hip
you
hop.
wanted
You know when you have
more,
you know when you have children. Well, forget us. You see somebody else with their children. Yeah, you see somebody else with their children, and one of them is just they should have done something. They both come over the C, but one of them you're thinking you could have got the A. Like one of them got the C, and you're like, oh well done, well done. And you're looking at that one, it's like, why did you get an A? What did you get a C for?
Man.
That's Jadakiss and Fabulous.
Fabulous.
You could have got the A. Why are you
Them
coming
lot
over with a C?
Stellar MCs, and for what the beats. I don't like the beats. They tried to do new age beats. They should have went to Primo.
That song with Future. What are you doing?
They should have. Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I hear you.
I didn't. That one annoyed me, man. And they even had remix. I had to check to put a remix on as well. It's not even a long album, and they put two versions of the same
poor,
song.
man. I said to myself, I can listen to it. I'm sure the bars are there, but the beats wise, I'm just like, nah, I'm not feeling it.
Anyways, yeah. So that is that. Thank you for listening to episode. I believe it's 49 of the Eloquently Saying Nothing. Tune in next week for the big 5-0.
Wow, big up Mr. Webslinger.
Yeah, Webslinger has gone. You
He
can
gone
expose.
for
You can expose him.
Oh yeah, man's gone to where's he gone? South Africa, isn't he?
I don't even know.
Yeah, he just disappeared.
Man
Man.
said to us, well, hey, I'm going, yeah? Latest. Basically.
We
Just today, innit?
we record randomly, yeah, throughout the week when we can all get together, or when we can try and all get together. That's when we record. And he said, for once, he said, yeah, it doesn't matter what day this week it is, it's cool. Then 2 Tuesdays before we did the day before that we were going, he's like, yeah, I ain't coming tomorrow. I'm going overseas.
Listen.
You know, it's
does,
like that film where he picks up the phone and he goes, baby, put your mum on the phone. I ain't coming home.
I ain't coming home no more.
Listen.
What film was that?
That's Harlem Nights.
Harlem Nights,
yeah.
Listen.
He shot me
If
up.
there's anybody that's got any sense in their brain or can speak sensibly,
Why is he stroking the microphone
we are
like that?
selling Webslinger's chair in the podcast for good money, good price.
$1.
Right, peace.
In the worth 50 pence.
Oh yeah.
Remember, if
I
you
don't
ain't
much
saying
listen
nothing,
to soca.
say it well.
She dances to soca already, you know.
I don't want to listen
She
to
know
soca.
you saw her dancing to soca the other day,
and it hurt me.
and she put up her
Slag for life.
Why not soca?
I want to drop. They can dance to soca.
5 cent, 10 cent, dollar, 10, 5 cent, 10 cent, dollar, cent.
In a chichi man's car.
How can he be in the car? Why in the car with him?
So you agree?
I thought you said the dance.
It's just a hold on.
I have to stop after the first verse.
At one stage there,
I'm enjoying the song too much.
completely lost my train of thought. I'm trying so hard to find it, man.
You know, if not, but star baby.
No, I'm just saying.
What are you choosing?
You know what my favorite Bashment song is still? The thing that you wanna roll
With me.
Yeah, you wanna stroll with me. And I wanna West Indies. Yeah, they wanna roll with
You
me.
took a rave, you would hear that song.
His name is Iraq, and it's from the engine.